Western Pennsylvania. It is another beautiful Friday night for some Friday Night Lights here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tonight, we are out in McKeesport, PA, watching the Tigers hold host to the Peters Township Indians for their first home game of the season. Welcome on in to the Friday Night Countdown, presented by Bud Bear Subaru, alongside our very own voice of the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, Matt Fargo. I'm Susie Cool, and Matt, like I said, matching up tonight, the Tigers holding host to the Indians. What are our initial thoughts?
You know what? I think that this is one of those games, Suze, where you have two teams that have been to the WPL championships the last two seasons, different classifications. Of course, Peters Township being in 5A, winning it for the first time ever in school history 2 years ago. And for McKeesport, they've been there the last two seasons, but they haven't won one since 2005. And Coach Matt Miller really thinks that this could be the year in 4A. So a battle of championship contenders, albeit in different classifications. It's making for a great night for us.
Tonight, I think it's definitely going to be all about discipline. Very different takes on their week zero action. I'll get a little more into that later, but as we talk about discipline, some teams not having it last week, and we saw that around the Whitfield with some of the upsets that happened in Whitfield action. So let's take a look at our Whitfield headlines for week one action. Like I said, upsets were afloat. We see Newcastle taking game over Penn Hills. And Matt, I even said this, and you said it was kind of a little bit of a hot take. I thought Amani Christian coming out with that win last week at Clairton, I didn't think that they were going to do that to the Bears on home turf.
Yeah, I think everybody might have got caught up a little bit in the pomp and circumstance of Tyler Boyd Stadium. No one wanted to go against the Bears, but Amani Christian is pretty good, and the Bears are going to be fine in single A as well. I think just figuring out that quarterback situation is going to be the question.
Yes, that is definitely going to be the question mark for the Saints, but you know who doesn't have to figure out their offense this season? It's Bethel Park. Again, coming with that high-octane offense. We saw this with Bethel Park last year. The first 7 weeks of the season, they were leading the Whitfield in scoring. They were averaging 51 points per game. They didn't score less than 45 points through those first 7 weeks of the season, and that was without their best player. That best player has yet moved on to Duquesne this season, and they're still bringing the offense with their win last week.
Yeah, over 600 yards of total offense for Bethel Park, and they have a new quarterback in Evan Devine. He wasn't even on the roster a season ago, and in his first varsity start tossed for over 300 yards, 389 to be exact. In your first varsity start, can you get any better than that? How do you have a second outing after your first went that well? And David Dennison, their running back for Bethel Park, who spent much of the season backing up their star running back, and Javon Moore, but instead he now is shining, and I think this Bethel Park offense, led by head coach Phil Peckage, we know what he was able to do back in his days running the football and toting the rock for the Montour Spartans, and he's brought that explosive offense to Bethel Park. Maybe people were counting out Bethel Park, but I think you need to keep an eye on them.
No, after last season and what they did through the first 7 weeks of their season and last week's performance as well, definitely cannot count out Bethel Park this season. And now that's going to lead us to our last headline here tonight, something that we never want to report on. I think I can say that safely for both Matt and I. Unfortunately, the passing of assistant head coach for Washington High last week, Ron Todd, after the game, big win over McGuffey. He's in the stands, collapses. Help does come. He is pronounced passed away just an hour later. And that's absolutely tragic, not just for his family and his loved ones, but the entire Washington High community as well.
Yeah, of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Todd family and the entire Wash High Little Prexy community. It's something that's tragic. He was also the middle school head football coach. He was a special ed teacher also in the middle school, and our thoughts and prayers go to him and his family.
Just a reminder for everybody to always tell everybody you love them. It was a man doing what he loved on a Friday night, and you just never know what could happen.
No question about it, and I think the Little Prexies are going to have a little extra momentum for them here on this Friday night.
So in remembrance of Ron Todd here tonight, we'll step aside real quick.
This is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Subaru. It's time for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. We've got a tremendous selection of new 2025 Subaru Outbacks in stock. This month, rates are as low as 0.9%. And remember, these are assembled in the United States. Great cars, great selection, all kinds of colors, equipment. Come on up and drive one home today.
The honest dealer, believably different, Bud Bear.
My favorite thing to buy at Giant Eagle is sourdough bread.
This is hard because I have really good things to say. I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
We love the fact that we have the My Perks program.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
They are always very friendly, especially Pam.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key to keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage. Your space, your way.
Welcome back, everybody, to McKeesport, Pennsylvania. We're at Tiger Stadium. The McKeesport Tigers holding host to the Township Indians here on this beautiful Friday night. It's the Friday night countdown presented by Bud Bear Subaru. And right now it is time for our Pittsburgh Post-Gazette 2-minute drill with the one and only Keith Barnes. If you haven't seen his stuff yet, he's a wonderful sports writer for the Post-Gazette. And Keith, we talked about week 0 action last week, but we got to talk about it again. I mean, what was your biggest takeaway from that first week of play?
My biggest takeaway was Class 2A and just how down it might be this year in the WPIL. I mean, when you see the number 1 team in Seton LaSalle getting trounced by a Class 3A team, granted North Catholic, and then you see Steel Valley losing to Westinghouse, which is a very good team, but still a Class 1A team. I think there's a huge shift in 2A this year where you might see teams like Western Beaver, Mohawk kind of move up in that classification where you don't have some of the old names. So it could be a very interesting class this year.
We'll keep an eye on those 2A matchups here tonight, but here at Tiger Stadium, it's a 5A team and a 4A team going at it. So what can we expect from the Tigers and Indians?
I think it's a lot different without Keemon Spell playing. I mean, since he's not in there, 2 of their linemen are out, so this is going to be a very different McKeesport team. Can they throw it? That's the question. Matt Miller has done a great job at quarterback so far, but he's had a great running game. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to throw the ball as needed tonight. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of Nolan DeLucia throwing out to the tight ends. Lucas Shanafelt and Reston Lehman, they're going to be big. Because if you watched McKeesport last week, and I was at that game, the one thing Delaware Valley was able to do against them was penetrate them with the tight end on play-action passes. Nolan DeLucia is a very underrated quarterback at play-action. That's something that TJ Flack said he's asked him to do a lot of this year. And if he's able to execute that and suck those linemen in, he's going to pop it to the tight ends over the middle, and it's going to be a very long night for the McKeesport defense.
Keith, always so knowledgeable. I wish that I could explain football like you just explained football. Again, it's Keith Barnes with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. That was our Post-Gazette 2-minute drill. Keith, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Susie. Appreciate it. I wish I could.
And now, I know last week that we took a look ahead at our Steelers High School Showcase games of the week. Of course, we can see that Week 0 is done and over with a 19-12 win for Amani Christian over Clairton last week. This week, we're at McKeesport as they take on the Indians. Some other big matchup, Penn Hills going to Aliquippa there in Week 4, rematch of last week's Cross City matchup. I mean, it's just such a good schedule here, Matt. If you had to pick one game that you're looking forward to, which one you'd taken?
I really like that South Fayette Upper St. Clair matchup. I think the South Fayette Lions have a really good chance of running the table up into that game. That could potentially be their first real test of the season, and that's always the part of the year where you separate the pretenders from the contenders.
Yes.
And who doesn't like going to USC, right?
Of course. And now it's time to take a look at someone that, like he said, he won't be in the game. I think that it still is a questionable decision as to if we are going to see star-studded Tiger Keemon Spell here tonight. And I mean, this is a player that is highly touted here throughout the Whitfield. He's just 16 years old. He started his varsity career when he was 14, okay? He, last week, 5 touchdowns, 13 carries, 3 of his touchdowns on the first 3 touches of the game for him, 292 total yards. This is a guy that I want to see in action tonight.
Oh, there's no question about it. If he isn't on the field, it will make a difference. And if he is on the field, you could see he makes a difference. And you talked about those touches, Susie. Just this play, right at this point, where he breaks free, you have that second level of speed where he just makes defenders pay time and time again. You mentioned 292 rushing yards on those 5 touchdowns, and then he's just able to break away a 98-yard kick return last week, and what he's going to be able to do. However, Peters Township on notice, they are not as worried after last year. 5 carries, just 20 yards in this game a year ago. So Peters Township was able to slow him down, but look at this. How does he get out of this? There's 6-7 opportunities for a tackler to make that play, and he isn't able to. He finds himself into the end zone, and I really want to see him in person between the white lines, but I also know it's probably a smart move for Matt Miller. They have Thomas Jefferson next week, and the reality is, while this game is a big one for momentum, they don't want to slip and lose that first game of the year, but at the same time, they have bigger fish to fry, and they have a championship they want to contend for.
Again, come on, Spell, questionable going into this game against the Peters Township Indians, but we're getting close to kickoff here in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. Keep it locked here on your Friday Night Countdown.
This is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Subaru. It's time for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. We've got a tremendous selection of new 2025 Subaru Outbacks in stock. This month, rates are as low as 0.9%. And remember, these are assembled in the United States. Great cars, great selection, all kinds of colors, equipment. Come on up and drive one home today.
The honest dealer, believably different. Bud Bear.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first.
And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever.
Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
At Octane Customs, we take pride in helping our local businesses make an impact. We don't just wrap vehicles, we build moving billboards that get your business noticed. From bold designs to expert installation, our 3M certified team delivers quality you can trust every time. Book now and mention this ad to get 10% off your custom business wrap and turn every mile into a marketing opportunity. Octane Customs, your brand on the move.
This is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Subaru. It's time for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. We've got a tremendous selection of new 2025 Subaru Outbacks in stock. This month, rates are as low as 0.9%. And remember, these are assembled in the United States. Great cars, great selection, all kinds of colors, equipment. Come on up and drive one home today.
The honest dealer, believably different. Bud Bear.
We are back on the Friday Night Countdown presented by Bud Bear Subaru. I'm Susie Cole, my co-host Matt Fargo. He has other duties that he has to tend to up in the booth here soon. The kickoff coming just minutes away. But don't worry, he won't be away from us for long. It's now time for our Friday Night Countdown where our very own Matt Fargo gets to sit down with one of the players across the Whippeal. And tonight it just so happens to be Peters Township's quarterback, Nolan DeLucia. Take a look.
Friday Night Conversations, quarterback of Peters Township, Nolan DeLucia, joins us this week. And thanks so much for sitting down with me. I know against much protest because of the people that I've picked against you. I apologize, but I'm grateful that you still sat down with me.
Yeah, no, I mean, we love when people pick it against us. But, yeah, thank you for having me. It's an awesome experience.
Happy to have you and happy to have Peters Township. I mean, so much on the map,
yes,
and that has to feel so good that a school that really does not have a history of success has now had so much in such a short amount of time, and you've been a big reason of that. How good does that feel?
Hard work pays off. I mean, it's definitely that. I mean, we've had the years before us with guys. They've had great players at our school. They had a good year. Like years before us, they've made it to Wimbledon championships, but never got the job done. So getting it done our sophomore year was definitely huge for us. I mean, just like the moment too. It's like one of the greatest feelings in your life too. I mean, it's definitely it's going to be a top moment of my life forever. So I mean, that was just an amazing feeling.
And then you get back
a
season
awesome
ago, and I mean, obviously, the goal is to win.
Yeah.
But people don't talk about enough, I think, how difficult it is to get here.
100%.
I mean, the playoffs is such a grind, and that matchup with USC, front and forward of the example of how difficult it was.
Yeah. It takes a lot out of you, especially a rivalry. I mean, like, you put everything into that.
Sure.
So when we played them in the season too, like, losing was like huge. Like, it struck us deep. Like, that's like, I mean, people like, you lose a game and people are like, oh, like, happens, but especially when it's your biggest rival, it stings. So that motivates you more throughout the season.
A lot of people are putting Peters Township as the favorite in 5A, carrying that burden with you guys. I'm sure, depending on who you ask, it's going to be you guys or Pine Richland. Potential rematch in the championship game again this year. What do you do with that expectation, and what does that look like more internally?
As an expectation aspect, I mean, we got like if we're the top of the food chain now, we gotta stay there. You gotta it's hard to stay at the top. I mean, when you're the underdog, it's awesome. You love everyone betting on you, and you love like going up and just trying to make plays and like being the team. But when you're up at the top, I mean, it's hard. You gotta stay up there. I mean, the expectation, everyone thinks we're gonna be the top team every year. I mean, like, there's a new standard now. So we gotta come in every week, work hard, and make sure like we're working against every team. Like, no team's easy to beat. I mean, it's a new year. Everyone's new. Everyone's getting a new opportunity. So I mean, you just gotta go in every week, just being humble and ready to play.
What would some of your advice be for the younger generation playing football, looking up to you? You remember to be that kid one day on a Friday night.
Yeah.
What would you give some advice to the younger generation?
Yeah. The greatest advice I could give is don't give up. So like, don't give up and don't give in easy. Like when people say no, like, I mean, there's limits, obviously. Don't like stop yourself, but keep working hard and keep trying to crush your goals. Like, no goal's too big for anyone. I believe in that.
Well, have fun out there. Good luck this year.
Yeah, thank you so much.
As always, Matt, great job with that. You do a great job with those Friday night countdowns, but I got to ask, man, you just talk all the time. Friday night conversations, and now you got the game up there with the one and only, the excited, enthusiastic Arthur Moats.
Yeah, thanks so much, Susie. And Arthur Moats is in the building, former Pittsburgh Steelers, back with us again for another great season of high school football. And Arthur, thanks so much for joining us again, as we have a great one in terms of the matchup with Division I talent once again. This year, between the senior and junior class, is electrifying, and a plethora of great talent up and down, and this game is no exception to it.
You're absolutely right, and that's on both sides of the field, which you obviously know I appreciate. I want to see some defense, but at the same time, it is good to see all of this young talent that will be out here tonight.
Well, we're going to talk about some of that talent right now with our Giant Eagle players to watch, and we'll start with the guy that I just got a chance to catch up with, and Peters Township quarterback Nolan DeLucia. Nolan, over 6,000 yards passing in his career, Arthur, and of course headed to Villanova, so you know he's a smart player.
Absolutely. I mean, you see the big arm. I mean, this is one of those dual threat guys that can get it done with his arm and with his legs, and obviously that's what makes him special, as you can see right here. Whoop, wait on it. Love to see that, and we might see a lot of that tonight as well.
Yeah, that dual threat ability. He says he loves modeling his game like Josh Allen, fitting because he also wears the same number. All right, on the other side of things, we now know Keemon Spell not going to play tonight due to injury. Talked to him just moments ago, and he says he'll be ready for next week. But now we take a look at Javian Robinson. He's a 4-star recruit as a receiver at McKeesport. Those don't come easy.
Absolutely. I mean, this is an offense that predominantly runs the ball, but you can see his ability to go up top and make a play, and then staying true to form in McKeesport fashion, got to be able to run that rock. But I love his ability to find the end zone, and that's one of the things that McKeesport is definitely going to need from him tonight.
Offers from Pitt, Rutgers, and Syracuse. I mentioned a 4-star recruit for the Tigers. So a lot of next man up mentality on the McKeesport side of things. And, of course, for Peters Township, they can rely on so many of them. How will all shake out? Well, we're only minutes away from finding out. We'll send it back down to Susie Cole.
We are getting so close to kickoff here at Tiger Stadium, guys, but don't go anywhere. Matt, Arthur, and I will have our picks coming up here next on KDKA+.
This is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Subaru. It's time for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. We've got a tremendous selection of new 2025 Subaru Outbacks in stock. This month, rates are as low as 0.9%. And remember, these are assembled in the United States. Great cars, great selection, all kinds of colors, equipment. Come on up and drive one home today.
The honest dealer, believably different, Bud Bear.
Pittsburgh, are you ready? The top teams in women's college volleyball are coming to PPG Pace Arena for an epic event. It's the second annual State Farm Women's Volleyball Showcase, taking place on Labor Day weekend, August 31st and September 1st, featuring the national semifinalist Pitt Panthers, defending national champion Penn State, plus nationally ranked Arizona State and TCU. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. 4 elite teams, 4 incredible matches, one unforgettable weekend of volleyball action. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Need construction or real estate services? One call covers it all. Macero Construction Group, helping shape the city you love and the name behind Pittsburgh's skyline. We manage construction for many local schools, ensuring strong foundations for the future. Need space? Macero Properties has prime office and warehouse locations in the airport corridor and downtown. And when disaster strikes, Macero Restoration is ready 24/7. One name, one call. Macero Construction Group, building Pittsburgh, serving you.
I'm Rocco, and I work here at Shell Polymers Monaca. Outside of work, I coach and train football at M7 Shell Sports Complex. We work with students on and off the field to develop their life skills, helping build my community.
Get all your Steelers gear direct from the team. Shop the Steelers Pro Shop in-store or online for all things black and gold. You can get jerseys, hats, authentic memorabilia, custom gear, and exclusives you can't find anywhere else. And of course, get the ultimate Steelers game day accessory, the Terrible Towel. Steelers Nation shops here. Get your gear in-store or online at shop.steelers.com.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! A deep ball here that's caught and going all the way to the end zone!
Give your entree an upgrade, now for just $3.99. Swap aside for unlimited soups, fresh salads, and hand-cut fruits. The Eaton Park Soup, Salad, and Fruit Bar, now on sale, only at Eaton Park.
Around here in the fall, harvest moons, cool, crisp evenings, and on Friday nights, legends come alive in Pittsburgh. WPIAL High School Football. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Steel City Game of the Week. Allegiant salutes the players, the fans, the cheerleaders, and the parents. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. 7 locations and a sponsor of this WPIAL High School Football broadcast.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Annoying! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Friday Night Countdown presented by Bud Bear Subaru. One last time here on KDK here tonight. I'm Susie Cole, and right now we will have Matt Fargo and Arthur Morse joining me for our picks of the night. Now, I don't want to brag, but last week I did go 3-1. Arthur, you weren't here last week, so I will be interested to see how you go, how you do. Matt, you also went 3-1, so had a pretty impressive outing. But first up, with that first pick, we have Newcastle at Hopewell. Now, Newcastle 2 seasons ago, they went 1-9. Last year, they came back 5-4 with a new head coach. Last week, they did upset the Penn Hills Indians. However, Hopewell with an explosive first win of the season, shutting out Riverside 56-0. 2 sophomores leading the way there. I'm going Hopewell with this first pick.
I like it, Suze, that sophomore quarterback. You're going to love this, Arthur. James Boo Boo Armstrong.
Yep.
That's a heck of a name right there. That works for me, man. I like that. I think for me, though, I'm going with Hopewell in this matchup, man. The logo looks good. I feel like they're hot right now, so let's go with them.
I'm going to go with the Raising Canes. Not talking about the chicken place I'm going to stop by after the game. I'm going with the Newcastle Red Hurricanes to stay hot at 2-0.
Next up, we have South Park at Deer Lakes. Now, this game last year, South Park had a great season. They win the 2A championship. It's their 3rd one in school history. And let me tell you about this. One blemish on the season, pull out the proactive. It was against Deer Lakes. Head coach Brian Appy doesn't want that to happen again, but he knows his team's not invincible, and he has his work cut out for him tonight. But I'm picking South Park.
This one is a toss-up, in my opinion. Of course, Susie mentioned the fact that South Park won the championship a season ago, but they did lose to Deer Lakes. I like Deer Lakes in this one. I'm going to go with the Lancers to take down South Park. I think South Park just lost a little bit too much. Robert Lindsay was really good. He led the team and returned in touchdowns this year, but it's all about the offensive line, as we know, and they lost the Cunningham brothers, so give me the Lancers.
Well, I personally like South Park. I think they got awesome people over there, so for me, I like them to not just win this, but they got to avenge that loss from a year ago while trying to go ahead and repeat as well.
You're going against me twice already.
I know. I blame Susie, all right? She said she was 3-1 last week.
I was going to say, Arthur, don't take Mike's strategy because he did that last week as well, and he ended up going 1-3. Anyways, we're up to pick number 3, where Pine Richland heads to Central Catholic. That game kicking off at 7:30. Now, they had the same exact game on the same exact Friday last year. Central Catholic went into the half with an 11-point lead. Pine Richland came back and won this game. Pine Richland is great on both sides of the ball this season. I don't see them coming away without a win, especially because, yes, Central Catholic is loaded, but we saw that loss last week at the Wolverina. I'm picking Pine.
This series has been electric. You go back to 2015, the series is tied 4 games apiece. You go all the way back to 2010, and Central Catholic leads the series 7-6. But I think Pine gets 3 in a row. Give me the Rams at Carnegie Mellon University tonight.
I'm definitely going with Pine Richland in this. The star power on both sides of the field are going to be showing, but more importantly, man, I look at some of the playmakers, and you know how I feel about Jay Timmons.
And
I got to go
Ubi
with
Strader.
them. You know I like those guys over there.
Last but not least, our very own high school or Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week. Peters Township visiting McKeesport this week. Now, Peters Township, both teams with very offensive, explosive outputs last week. However, Peters Township head coach TJ Plack saying, my team was disciplined, and it was impressive. Tigers head coach Matt Miller saying that his team needs to clean it up defensively, and now with Kaman spell out, I'm picking Peters Township.
Last week, I felt like TJ Plack had his Peters Township Indians firing on all cylinders, which is a scary notice to all of 5A. So that's why I'm going to go with Peters Township. Of course, the fact that Keemon's not going to play tonight has a big factor in that, but I'm going to go with and roll with the Indians.
Yeah, I would agree. No Keemon is a huge blow to McKeesport, and more importantly, when I think of Peters Township, they have a date with getting back to that Whip Hill final, which is where the last time they tasted defeat. So I'm definitely going with them tonight.
Well, another week where we'll just have to wait and see who has the best picks of the week. I'm not going to say it's me, but maybe I go 3 for 4 again, or maybe I bat 750 again, maybe 1,000. We will see. But the action we will be seeing coming up here next, Peters Township taking on the McKeesport Tigers for the first home game of the season here in McKeesport, PA for the 2025 season. It's coming up next here on KDKA+.
JRM Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of WPIAL High School Football, produced by JRM Video Productions.
Welcome to the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week. We are live tonight from McKeesport, Pennsylvania, as the McKeesport Tigers host the Peters Township Indians here from Weigle-Schaeffer Memorial Stadium. And we welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Matt Forger, joined alongside the former Pittsburgh Steeler Arthur Moats. High school football continues. It's week one. Now everybody's playing, and they're playing with the goal to get to a championship. And these two teams know what that's like. They've been there the last 2 years in different classifications. McKeesport falling short the last 2 years. One to Aliquippa, one to Thomas Jefferson. Meanwhile, for Peters Township, they've lost the last championship against the Pine Richland Rams, but won their first one ever in 2023. A lot in riding high here tonight for Arthur, and it's going to be an exciting one nonetheless.
No, without a doubt, man. I can't wait to see these two guys match up. I mean, when you think about both of these teams, championship pedigree, we talk about them knocking on the door. Let's see what can happen tonight.
Yeah, let's take a look at the St. Vincent College keys and game changers for tonight's matchup. Arthur, how do you get a win here tonight?
Man, well, when I'm looking at, obviously, from McKeesport, they got to do a couple of things, man. Next man up is going to be huge. When you lose a guy like Keemon Spell, how do you respond to that? Obviously, when we're talking about after that, the Ivy League IQ. I mean, we're going to need those guys, right? I mean, you know better than me about those guys, but we're going to need those guys in a big-time way, man, when you're talking about the smarts out here on the field.
And there are a lot of them talking about a Stanford commit, a Villanova commit, and they are going to make some heady plays out there, no question about it, and keeping it between the ears for the Indians.
No, without a doubt. But then when we're talking about owning the trenches, I mean, it starts right there. And we obviously know Peters Township. That's one of the things that they've been known to control. So we'll see how McKeesport can respond to that.
All right, the third member of our crew is down to the sideline, Susie Cole.
If there was one word to describe this week one matchup between the McKeesport Tigers and Peters Township Indians, it would be physical. Indians head coach TJ Plax at the McKeesport brings a relentless edge to their game, so the Indians need to execute every assignment perfectly tonight. Tigers head coach Matt Miller said that the Indians bring back a lot of returning players. They bring size and depth, so the Tigers need to set the pace offensively. Bottom line, this game isn't just going to be about physicality tonight. It's going to be about discipline and who's put in the most prep for week one. Matt?
Susie, thanks so much. It should be a good one between the Tigers and the Indians. Only the third time that these two teams have met. McKeesport won back in 2011. Peters won last year's meeting. What will the rubber match have in store? Well, we'll find out when the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week comes back. All presented to you by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Kickoff coming up next.
Giant Eagle has always been a staple.
They help me at the pharmacy.
I do use the pharmacy. I get my prescription, my milk and bread, and be on my way, and it's like a one-stop shop.
I see the same faces every time I'm here.
It's local, and it's easily accessible.
I always run into my friends and family here.
I love being able to feed my children fresh local food.
I really like the produce here.
My favorite thing
is cookies.
This is my Giant Eagle.
To UPMC Sports Medicine, a huge center of excellence built by Freddie Fu.
A fantastic, world-renowned place where we see athletes, we see patients of all walks of life, world-renowned surgeons.
Primary care sports medicine physicians.
Board-certified physical therapists.
A comprehensive multidisciplinary assessment to evaluate for concussion.
Nutrition.
Athletic training.
Sports performance.
Everything is right here that you need. We deliver that right to you.
At Octane Customs, we take pride in helping our local businesses make an impact. We don't just wrap vehicles, we build moving billboards that get your business noticed. From bold designs to expert installation, our 3M certified team delivers quality you can trust every time. Book now and mention this ad to get 10% off your custom business wrap and turn every mile into a marketing opportunity. Octane Customs, your brand on the move.
Around here in the fall, harvest moons, cool, crisp evenings, and on Friday nights, legends come alive in Pittsburgh. WPIAL High School Football. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Steel City Game of the Week. Allegiant salutes the players, the fans, the cheerleaders, and the parents. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. 7 locations and a sponsor of this WPIAL high school football broadcast.
This is Western Pennsylvania, where steel was forged, and so are champions. Where every Friday night, towns shut down and stadiums light up. Where the game is tougher, the rivalries run deeper, and the pride lasts forever. I know it because I was here, a McKeesport Tiger, a kid chasing a dream on fields just like this. And I carried those lessons all the way to the Super Bowl. And now it's this generation's turn to take the field. Hungry, fearless, ready to leave their mark. Because in this town, it's not just football. It's a way to write your legacy. This is a tradition unlike any other. This is Friday Night Football in the Steel City. This is the Steelers High School Showcase.
McKeesport, the side of the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week in Week 1. All presented to you by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Peters Township and McKeesport ready to battle here in Week 1. And it's time now for the Shell kickoff. As McKeesport won the toss, deferred to the second half. Abraham Miller puts a boot into this one, and we're underway from McKeesport. Return Lucas Rust on the return, shy of the 30, where the Peters Township offense will take the field, and we'll get our first look at one of our players to watch, Arthur, in Villanova recruit Logan DeLucia, committed to Villanova, over 6,000 yards passing. He's a 4-year starter. First year he started just defense, and now he's been playing both sides of the ball, and you'll have a quarterback that's capable of playing both sides of the ball.
No, without a doubt, and not just plays on both sides. He's a productive player on the other side of the ball, and that's what you like to see. But let's see his toughness and his playmaking on this offensive side of the ball to start the game.
Shotgun formation. And we get whistles and a flag to start us off, and it's a false start penalty.
False start offense. Number 55, 5-yard penalty, first down.
First time to talk to the officials, wanted to introduce themselves to the broadcast with the first flag before we get a first snap. Lehman in motion, and it is a handoff to Cole Newpaver, and Newpaver finds a crease and gets pulled down, but not before he gets to the 30 to the 31-yard line on the first down carry. First year for Newpaver starting, but he had a very productive game last week.
Absolutely. I mean, 2 rushing touchdowns, 109 yards on the ground versus Cannon Mack. That's what you want to see from a guy like Cole, man. So let's see if he can replicate what he did last week tonight.
Flip the formation. They love this tight end set. They really have kind of flipped everything from what they were doing spread, a lot of spread game last year, a lot more tight end heavy sets this year. They go play action, rolling out is DeLucia to that far boundary. You're going to take off and run with it, and very Josh Allen-esque escorts himself out of bounds at the 40-yard line, but not before first down.
It's a reason why this kid is one of the top dual-threat quarterbacks in the Whiphill. His ability to stay calm in the pocket, but then when he's feeling that pressure, use his legs to escape, and you see that right here on the replay. Loses contain in terms of the McKeesport defender. Nice job by Reston right there, not picking up the block in the back. And then for here, nice first down.
Had 25 touchdowns passing, added in another 5 rushing a season ago. And they go back to Newpaver in the ground game, and he finds another crack, and Newpaver gets behind the knee. It gets pulled down from behind. The last McKeesport Tiger, Javian Robinson, saves a touchdown as Newpaver takes it into Tiger territory.
You're absolutely right. He saved a touchdown. The way Cole Newpaver found this hole, nice blocking up front, makes a defender miss, and now from there, man, tries to accelerate, but really good job right there by the defender bringing him down.
Newpaver, a standout hockey player. And a carry here for Cole Newpaver. He'll pick his way inside the 30, and he rejoined the football team just last year. Thought hockey was going to be the way things are going to go. He played for the Pens Elite. He also scored a goal in the PIHL Championship, in the Penguins Cup Championship against Upper St. Clair last March. As now throwing DeLucia on the money at the 10-yard line. Hauling in the pass for the Indians was James Spratt, the senior, hauls it in, and it's first and goal, PT.
Now, James Spratt, usually known for his defensive prowess, but really good right there to see him find an open window versus the zone, and then Nolan DeLucia hitting him beautifully for that nice first down, putting him in the red zone.
This script going to plan here for TJ Plack and the offense of Peters Township as DeLucia has a first down and goal. He'll hand it off to Newpaper, who bounces it to the far side, trying to get to the corner, and he'll get to the corner and no further. Good containment there by the Tiger D.
Yeah, you watch number 6, Javion Robinson. Really good job setting the edge right there and ultimately not allowing Cole Newpaper to find the corner of that end zone. But really good work right here by that McKeesport defense. And as you can see right here, setting edges to the defense, but getting off blocks, making nice tackles. That's what you want to see if you're McKeesport.
Yeah, that's their 4-star man, and Javion Robinson making that stop. And that 4.4 laser speed that Robinson produces. Second down and goal from the 7. Turn around and hand it off. Newpaper going to get the call one more time, and this time he runs in to a Navy brick wall. Not much available. Maybe give Newpaper a yard on the carry. Third down upcoming.
The big guys up front, Justin Powell and company, ultimately being stout in the trenches, which we said was something that we were going to need to see. Fighting off the double team. Really good job right there with his hand placement and ultimately getting a nice tackle and not allowing Peters Township to advance this football into the end zone.
Just a sophomore is Powell, and he makes a big stop there. Third down and goal from the 6. 8:32 on a stopped, now running first quarter clock as DeLucia looks, throws to the end zone, and he's got a receiver for the touchdown. Lucas Rost on the reception for the Peters Township touchdown. 6 for 6.
Now, there's a reason why Nolan DeLucia is going to Villanova. You watch his patience on this drop back. Eyes to the front side to move the safety, and then from there, find him on the backside once that window is cleared, hitting Lucas Ross right in stride for a touchdown. TJ Platt couldn't have asked for a better way to start tonight's game. Excellent job by the Peters Township offense.
Extra point through the poles and good. Anthony Maiello puts it through, and Peters Township has the advantage 7-0 over McKeesport in our Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week. We continue on KDK and Plus right after this.
Give your entree an upgrade. Now for just $3.99, swap aside for unlimited soups, fresh salads, and hand-cut fruits. The Eaton Park Soup, Salad, and Fruit Bar, now on sale, only at Eaton Park.
Pittsburgh, are you ready? The top teams in women's college volleyball are coming to PPG Paints Arena for an epic event. It's the second annual State Farm Women's Volleyball Showcase, taking place on Labor Day weekend, August 31st and September 1st, featuring the national semi-finalist Pitt Panthers, defending national champion Penn State, plus nationally ranked Arizona State and TCU. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. 4 elite teams, 4 incredible matches, one unforgettable weekend of volleyball action. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Fall is in the air at Pittsburgh's premier outdoor shopping, dining, and play destination, the Waterfront. Find fall weather gear at retailers like Old Navy, DSW, and Rally House. Dine at family-friendly restaurants like Primanti Brothers, Shorty's Tap and Taco, and more. Experience indoor playtime at Dave & Buster's, Urban Air, and more. Speaking of play, the Waterfront is a proud sponsor of this Steel City High School football broadcast and happy to support WPIAL football across our region. Visit us at waterfrontpgh.com for more information.
At Hello Bistro, we keep it fresh. Fresh flavors, fresh choices, endless ways to build what you're craving. Because food should be as bold as you are. You deserve fresh. Only at Hello Bistro.
Live look at Kennywood. Roller coaster ride is about to begin in the WPILs this season, just in week 1, and highs and lows. You ready to ride the ride?
Listen, that ride right there looks extremely scary. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? My stomach got anxious just looking at it.
Not a Phantom's Revenge fan. Got it. Here's a return for the Tigers. They get good return yardage as Avant Hudson returns it to the 45, 46-yard line. Gives the Tigers great field position, and those are going to be the little things to get McKeesport rolling in this game.
You're absolutely right, and you think about last week, that was how they were able to put points on the board as well.
Take a look at the Kelly Automotive drive summary. 8 plays, 70 yards, 335 off of the first quarter clock. Arthur said it as orchestrated perfectly to perfection for Peters Township. And the ball comes loose here. Looks like McKeesport does recover it. One of the hog mollies up front dives on it, and it's Matthew Sabila, the senior.
About to say, we know up front, man, a little bit of shuffling going around, man. No Caden Daniels, no Alexander Winovich tonight either, who we know are some of their best offensive linemen. So we're going to see how this Tigers up front unit can handle that.
There's Matthew Miller, new starting quarterback for the Tigers as they flip it out on the right side. Carry for Abraham Miller, and Miller gets good yardage into Peters Township territory down at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, really good job right there by that McKeesport offense, just trying to find some positive plays. We know early on they're going to have to figure out how their offense looks without Keemon Spell tonight, and these are some of the things they're trying to do. But positive plays, doesn't matter how you get them, you take them.
You know, the good thing about the McKeesport offense is that flex bone veer. It's all about misdirection, and it's a lot of very much a plug-and-play system for running backs. So that, you know, you don't have Keemon Spell, but you have some guys that are capable. 3rd down, 4. Back to pass. Going to let it fly for Robinson, who tries to adjust and cannot. It goes incomplete. And coverage, P.J. Luke, the senior, in the hip pocket of Robinson, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, I was interested to see how that matchup played out. If I'm McKeesport, I have to go back and find ways to get Javion Robinson the ball through the air. But really good job by P.J. Luke standing up early, because we know Javion Robinson, when he gets the ball in his hands, what he can do.
4th down. Tigers will go for it on 4th down and 4. Aerial view there on 4th and 4. And some motion and a flag. Peters Township clapping, and we'll check with the official.
Start offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That's Michael Wright getting his number called out in the way you don't want it to be. And that 5-yard penalty enough to have Matt Miller escort the special teams unit, punt unit comes onto the field.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he were really going to go for it just because where they were on the field. But when you obviously have that self-inflicted penalty right there, it forced you to change your mind, and now here we are punting.
Abraham Miller doing the punting duties, gets this punt away, and this is a great punt. It's rolling to the 5, the 4, the 3. And down at the 3, down by Akeem Cochran. And Peters Township, a 7-0 lead, but they'll start the next drive with their backs against their own goalpost. When we come back, high school football here on KDKA+.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first.
And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever.
Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
Hi, this is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Mazda. It's time for the Mazda More to Move You summer event. We have a great selection of new 2025 Mazda CX-50s. These are assembled in the United States. We have 1.9% financing on those up to 60 months. Save money and drive one home today. All of our current inventory is unaffected by tariffs.
The honest dealer, believably different, Bud Bear.
Did you know you can make your home or building look brand new? For the whole project, or just spot repointing, make your home exterior brand new like when it was built. Call or visit Mariani-Richards.com.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine, JBU Life, Giant Eagle, grocery shopping made easy. McKeesport, Pennsylvania, the site of our Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. With Arthur Moats, Matt Fargo with you. Susie Cool down on the sidelines. PT leads McKeesport 7-0. Peters with the football, and they start from their own end zone. The shotgun for Nolan DeLucia. And Newpaver gets the carry, bouncing it to the near sideline. And a good containment there. First one on the scene for the Tigers. Nicholas Bierman, the junior, on the stop.
Yeah, really good play by Nicholas. We obviously know from McKeesport, you want to try to win the field position battle early on. So keeping Peters Township down this end of the field and making them punt would be a huge victory for this Tigers defense.
And this is where weird things tend to happen in this part of the end zone, this part of the field. 2nd down and 7 after the gain of 3 by Newpaver. Again, going to flip that formation. See 0, Lucas Shanafelt. And they run behind Shanafelt for Newpaver. And Newpaver to get the corner and got spun down. Javian Robinson, another tackle for 6 in the McKeesport program, but I think Newpaver is right at the sticks.
And like you said right here, man, really good job on the perimeter blocking. You see Lucas Senefield. Obviously, you see James Spratt trying to give him some help to get to the edge and ultimately put them in a position to get this 3rd down conversion.
So it is 3rd down and 1. They say a yard shy. DeLucia rolls, throws near side. P.J. Luke makes the reception for the 1st down. Brought down, open field tackle there by Thierry Swindell. And it will, unfortunately for the Tigers, still be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it was a good, smart call, safe call. Getting DeLucia on the run, hitting a nice pickup right there to P.J. Luke. But I'm waiting to see when Peters is going to try to take a shot real quick to ultimately take advantage now that they got a little bit of breathing room.
1st down and 10. DeLucia back to pass. Triggers it, and it's caught. It's Lucas Shanafelt, and Shanafelt has a Peters Township 1st down. It gains 11. Shanafelt's first catch of the ball game, and it goes for 1st down yardage.
I mean, you look at Lucas. We obviously know that's the 3-star committed to Stanford, but this is a guy that is productive both on offense and defense. You saw him blocking last play. Here he is making a nice catch for a big 1st down and ultimately keeping this Peters Township offense moving.
Recruited at linebacker, had 2 touchdowns in the win last week against Canada McMillan. They go back to the ground game in Newpaver. And there's the Peters Township student section, and it's beach themed. Doesn't feel like a beach out here. This feels like November football.
I would agree, but, anytime I can envision or at least think of sand being in between my toes, I'm going to be happy. So we are in paradise tonight.
All right. 2nd down and 9. Newpaver one more time gets the call, and this time not much available. First one on the scene for the Tigers, Justin Powell, the sophomore. 2nd time we've called his name tonight.
Absolutely, and like you said, man, when you're talking about for McKeesport, controlling the trenches are going to be important. We obviously know Peters trying to run this football tonight, but Justin Powell, that's the 2nd time we've called his name for him making a play in the trenches.
3rd down, 1 for 1 on the conversions for PT to this point. 3rd down and 8 from the 36. DeLucia steps into the pocket, now going to look to run. Now he'll throw, and in and out of the hands, incomplete. Had his receiver, P.J. Luke, would have been his second reception to get a fresh set of downs on third down on this drive, but this time Luke can't hold it in.
Yeah, unfortunate mishap right there. Obviously, Nolan doing a good job filling the pressure, and then after they're escaping the pocket, eyes downfield. Just one of the things that for P.J., he's made that catch probably 100 times. Just took his eyes off of it. A little bit of lapse in judgment right there, but he'll get it back. But if you're the Tigers, that's what you wanted to see.
Yeah, and I think DeLucia could spin that thing. That thing looked like it was cooking. As the punt fielded at the 25-yard line, and Javian Robinson return across the 35-yard line, where McKeesport will start their offensive series when we come back. Steelers Showcase back after this on KDKA+.
There's no place like home and no place you'd rather be than at Steelers Style, presented by your neighborhood Ford store, PNC, UPMC, and UPMC Health Plan. Be a part of the largest and most anticipated fundraising event of the year, benefiting Steelers charities. Get your tickets now at Steelers.com/SteelersStyle.
You might not see the people's pipelines that deliver you safe, reliable natural gas every day because they are out of sight, hiding beneath your feet. But what's out of your sight is not out of our minds. We move through busy city streets to upgrade the infrastructure that served our region for decades, using state-of-the-art materials that reduce emissions to power homes and businesses with essential energy for generations to come. That's people's commitment to making your life better.
You know, when Gary's call came in, just by the sound of the call, you knew that this was a bad injury.
When I saw Gary in the hospital room, they were afraid that his injuries were so severe that the lower leg wouldn't be salvageable. It was 50-50 as to whether Gary was going to keep the lower limb.
My name's Gary. When I needed help the most, Edgar Snyder was there for me. I wouldn't have wanted no one else. I'm glad they were my team, straight up.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
A deep ball here that's caught and going all the way to the end zone. Welcome back to McKeesport. The Tigers start an offensive series. First down at 10 from their own 36. Miller to throw. Gets his receiver, Akeem Cochran, and Cochran trying to juke and jive his way out of danger as he gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line, and maybe out of their comfort zone, but it seems like with Miller at quarterback, they're going to throw more than they have been in years past.
Yeah, I would agree, and when you look at Matt Miller, when he actually does have time, he's connected with some of these passes. Obviously, we know last week he had some success as well, but I think tonight that is going to be the key for them.
Matt Miller, of course, the son of Matt Miller, Sr., 10th year as the head coach at McKeesport. They hand it off and now flip it back out. It's bobbled around, but finally scooped off the turf here as Tavir Everett picks up that loose football.
It was a mighty nice tackle also by number 17, Nolan DeLucia.
Coming out of that safety spot.
This is what you want to see, though, man. When your quarterback puts the two gloves on, go be a player, baby. Go be a player. I love that right there.
And went for the ball, too, on that tackle. As McKeesport was able to get back to the 46-yard line, fresh set of downs, even after the fumble. And they'll go full speed ahead to Hudson. Right up the middle. He'll pick his way for 2. New Paver along with Reston Lehman on the tackle for Peters Township.
And you can see right now where the Tigers are trying to establish some type of identity. me personally, I think they're having a little bit more success throwing the football, but they are a running team, so they're still trying to stay true to their character.
Miller, 5'8", a senior, moved from linebacker to quarterback in his senior season. Carry goes to Hudson once again, and he gets 2 more to the 49. Third down coming up. Be 3rd and 5, and will McKeesport run another play in this quarter?
Let's see. Looks like they are going to take a chance.
Yep.
All right.
I don't think they're going to get it off. No, they will not. That's the way 12 minutes comes to a close with the Peters Township Indians, runners-up from 5A last season, lead the runners-up from 4A, the McKeesport Tigers. It's the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Second quarter action and a special guest when we come back on KDKF1.
Need construction or real estate services? One call covers it all. Macero Construction Group, helping shape the city you love and the name behind Pittsburgh's skyline. We manage construction for many local schools, ensuring strong foundations for the future. Need space? Macero Properties has prime office and warehouse locations in the airport corridor and downtown. And when disaster strikes, Macero Restoration is ready 24/7. One name, one call. Macero Construction Group, building Pittsburgh, serving you.
To UPMC Sports Medicine, a huge center of excellence built by Freddie Fu.
A fantastic, world-renowned place where we see athletes, we see patients of all walks of life, world-renowned surgeons.
Primary care sports medicine physicians.
Board-certified physical therapists.
A comprehensive multidisciplinary assessment to evaluate for concussion.
Nutrition.
Athletic training.
Sports performance. Everything is right here that you need. We deliver that right to you.
Celebrate the start of the football season at the Kickoff and Rib Festival at Acrisure Stadium, presented by IC Light, August 28th through September 1st. Admission is free and there's something for everyone. Enjoy national rib vendors, football, music, activities, and much more. Visit AcrissureStadium.com/ribfest for details.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week here on KDKA+. The Peters Township Indians with a 7-0 lead over the McKeesport Tigers right here in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. I'm Susie Cole, and right now I am joined by Y.A. Black, a defensive lineman for our Pittsburgh Steelers. You have not been to a high school football game here in Pittsburgh, so Y.A., first impressions?
It's beautiful out here, man. To have a background of trees and everything, it's great out here. I love it.
How do you compare this to your high school experience?
We had a lot of cornfields around, so I don't see a cornfield in sight.
Now, whenever you look at these high schoolers out there today, if you had to give them one piece of advice, what would it be to make it to the NFL?
Keep loving the game. The more you love it, the better it does for you.
Do you think if you had to go back to high school today that you could keep up with these kids out here?
Come on now. Come on. Crazy question.
I got you, YA. Anyways, you can see YA in action with the Steelers this season. Matt and Arthur, we're back up to you.
Susie, thank you, and thanks to YA as well. As we return to action, Miller finds on the near side Javian Robinson to complete this pass. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Tigers. But they're going back to the short passing game. That has worked for the Tigers at this point.
I mean, I see why they're trying to attack them like that. It's just hard when you're going at Reston Lehman. We obviously know that's the big Pitt commitment, and when you look at his ability to make those plays on the perimeter, I don't think that's the guy you necessarily want to attack. But we will see, man, because the Tigers need to do something to kind of get something going offensively for them.
4th down, 3. Back to pass, Miller to throw. Got a receiver, and he hauls it in at the 35-yard line. Climbed the ladder. Tyre Swindell on the reception. Swindell on the catch and moves the sticks for the Tigers.
Really good job by Matthew Miller right there, allowing time for Tyre Swindell to get down the field and then putting a nice catchable ball for him, and obviously Swindell doing the rest. I think for the Tigers, throwing the ball should be what they should be doing more of tonight.
having success with it. And maybe the old-timers don't love it, but they're going to love if they could punch this thing into the end zone. An option play, and Miller keeps. Flags are everywhere.
A little pre-snap movement by the Tigers.
And how about Y.A. Black, of course, 5th-round selection of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the draft this year from the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 men in motion without resetting. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
He played his high school ball in Marshall in Minnesota, Marshall High School in Minnesota. And Susie saying, can you handle a high school guy? I think YA could handle
Let's have YA versus all these high school kids.
Yeah. First down 15 after the penalty. Back to the air and in and out of the hands. Incomplete. Tried to find Javier Everett on the reception there, but could not haul it in. It goes incomplete. Newpaver in coverage for PT.
Really good job by Newpaver finishing through the receiver's hands, but I like what Matthew Miller is doing here, trying to throw the ball a little bit more. I think for head coach Matt Miller, this approach is going to give them more production, more opportunities, and as you can see, Peters Township, the strength is in the core, is in the trenches, but on the perimeter, looks like you could have a little bit of success tonight.
Yeah, and I feel like the confidence that Matt Miller's playing with, this is just his first year playing quarterback, but he was the quarterback of the defense last season, and you could see that confidence on this side of the football. He'll go back to pass here on 2nd and 15. Let it fly. It's underthrown, incomplete. Swindell, the intended receiver, and 3rd down coming up.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm Matt Miller, Javion Robinson is the guy that I want to throw to because that's your best playmaker when Keemon Spell is obviously not going to be in the lineup tonight. But you still have to find ways to actually get him that ball and do it in a good manner because we know Peters Township, they're waiting to capitalize on any mistake that the Tigers put out there.
And I think the Tigers have done a decent job in limiting those mistakes to this point of the ball game, which is the reason why they find themselves down just 7-0 with the chance to tie things if they could convert a 3rd down and 15 here from the 40-yard line. Miller with some pressure, steps up, lets it fly, and just overshoots his intended man. Akeem Cochran could have hauled that in. It would have been 6, and we would have been striking up the band on the McKeesport side.
Love the call. We talked about it, man. The best way to attack this Peters Township defense is through the air. You catch the safety eyes in the backfield. Just unfortunately a little bit out the outstretched arms of Akeem Cochran, and now the Tigers are forced to punt.
Peters Township student section getting loud here for this 4th down and 15 as the special teams unit trots onto the field. Abraham Miller does the punting duties for the Tigers. A line drive punt, had a great punt inside the 5 and is going to get another good one inside the 15 here as it is down inside the 15-yard line. Peters Township offense to take over. We will go back down to the field and check in with Susie Cole.
Thanks, Matt. What's the saying, like father, like son? That's most definitely the case with McKeesport Tigers as head coach Matt Miller's son, Matt Miller Jr., is the team's QB. This definitely changes the pair's dynamic a little bit, not just on a Friday night, but at home too. Coach said combos aren't just about finishing homework. It's more like, did you watch film or did you catch this coverage? Football is almost always a part of the dinner table combo, and Coach says the Tigers QB has fully embraced it. After all, the father-son pair both love the game, and it's become something they share together. Matt?
Thanks, Susie. Handoff. Looking at the Peters Township sideline there moments ago, and TJ Plack on the other side of things. 2nd down and 10 after the run that picks up none for Newpaver. Now give him 1.
I will say this, though, man. The guys up front, man, Cole Camaletti, Alex Klein, Max Cortez and company, doing a really good job creating some holes for Cole, but also giving Nolan some time to throw that football.
Yeah, some of the key cogs and a wheel that rolled to the WPI title game at Acrisure Stadium a year ago. 2nd down and 9. And Newpaver, steady dose of 8 here in the early goings. He'll pick to the 20-yard line, where it will be 3rd down, but New Paver has been the bread and butter back, and it seems like Peters is going to use a lot more of that this year than throwing it as much as we saw last year.
You're absolutely right. And when you look at their personnel, though, Reston Lehman, obviously we talk about Lucas Sanafil, those are big body guys, big athletes. So you play to your strengths, and keeping those guys in the core of the offense allows Cole to have so much success running the football as well.
Yeah, Lehman, a Pitt commit in the ESPN top 300. A carry here that is stunted for New Paver. It's 4th down.
Once again, big Justin Powell making a play on that Tigers defensive line. We've seen him multiple times tonight. We've called his name multiple times. He's a big reason why that Peters Township offense is ultimately having to be forced to punt right now.
And there you see, don't reset your TV. That's Nolan DeLucia. He's the long snapper on special teams as well. Quarterback, safety, and long snapper. How many times can you say that?
I mean, the more you can do. You saw who just punted it. You said he's the Pitt commit, the 4-star linebacker, Reston Lehman. So you love to see the versatility by those playmakers.
We're up against a timeout to pay some bills. Come back with us as the Peters Township Indians lead 7-0 over McKeesport. Steelers Showcase rolls on after this.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key to keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage. Your space, your way.
College isn't for everyone, but from pay to training to retirement, Pennsylvania Laborers Union members live better. PA Laborers Union offers a great wage potential of $42 per hour and terrific health benefits. Imagine having 0 student loans while receiving state-of-the-art construction training. Join the team and get mentorship and guidance from experienced members. Go now to laborparecruit.com for more information.
To UPMC Sports Medicine, a huge center of excellence built by Freddie Fu.
A fantastic, world-renowned place where we see athletes, we see patients of all walks of life, world-renowned surgeons,
primary care sports medicine physicians,
board-certified physical therapists,
A comprehensive multidisciplinary assessment to evaluate for concussion,
nutrition,
athletic training,
sports performance. Everything is right here that you need. We deliver that right to you.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Herc Rentals, Kelly Automotive, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Almost time to strike up the bands. 7:44 to go here in the second quarter. Back to work goes Miller, and that one too tall. And here comes a late flag. Here comes another one. Contact there on first down. Steely McBeam in attendance, giving a high five there to our red hat, Luke Keller.
Pass interference.
Emmy award-winning Luke Keller, by the way.
15-yard penalty results in a first down.
Anytime you see Steely, you know it's a big game, baby. You know it is a big game. And nice job right there by Matt Miller, senior, calling this. And then obviously the junior going out there throwing that football, man, picking up the big first down with the penalty right there. That's the approach tonight, though, if you're the Tigers on offense.
Tigers set up 1st and 10 now at the 47 of Peters. And the ball comes loose and jumping on that one. And just in time, Abraham Miller saves it for the second time tonight. That's the second time he's jumped on one.
Really heads-up play by Abraham Miller. Those are the things that, if you're the McKeesport Tigers, you cannot allow to happen. No turnovers, no negative plays when you're missing the best player as a junior in terms of running the football, Keemon Spell.
Second down, 13. They lose 3. Back to the midfield stripe. Miller looks near side, intercepted, picked off Lehman, and Lehman has a lane, and he's going to go all the way for the Peters Township touchdown. Reston Lehman, a pick 6.
As we said, that is the Pitt commit, the 4-star #1 linebacker in the state, and you see him doing everything right there. Going up, jumping into throwing lanes, not just catching it with his hands, but then from there, you see the burst, you see the ability to get into the end zone. Love that right there.
And you see the celebration, sharks in the water, already a tip of the cap to where he'll be playing defense at the University of Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, but beautiful job catching the football, outrunning all the Tigers, pursuing him, and then finding a way to get into that end zone. Love to see it.
Extra point, high snap, but pulled down and put through the poles. Maiello puts it through, and it is 14-0. Peters Township leading McKeesport here in second quarter action. Nice greetings over on the sideline. That had to be the best feeling in high school sports when you make a big splash play like that and you go over to the sideline, you're getting congratulated by everybody.
Oh, you better believe it. I mean, this is one of those plays that you don't forget. I mean, as a defender, anytime you get a chance to make a turnover, interception, which you see right here from 14, I mean, this is what you want to see. Nice job in terms of hand placement, finding the throwing lane, catching it, and now from there, outrunning everybody. Like you said, you don't get the opportunity to commit to Pitt if you're not that type of talent, that type of player, that type of production. And he shows up not just in any game, in all the games.
And a great angle there. Mr. Black's tossing out T-shirts. And it's a party-like atmosphere on that Peters Township sideline now, 14-0 advantage.
And if you think about McKeesport, they've been doing a good job of minimizing the damage, not having the self-inflicted, and unfortunately, literally a play after them, having the miscue with the snap, you throw the pick 6. Now let's see how can Matt Miller and this Tigers offense respond.
From the 28-yard line, and a good return there for McKeesport. Swindell again getting the opportunity for the Tigers, and just an errant pass for Matt. And this is probably, I think, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, you're the player after all, but I think this is one of the hardest things to do in high school sports. Telling a teenager to have a short memory is a lot easier than it actually is done between the white lines.
You're absolutely right. Now, this is the time where I say you lean on that coach to player relationship, and more importantly, father to son relationship with Matt Miller Sr. and Jr. You tell your son, next play, you know what you're prepared for, and now let's go out here and make it happen.
Pitch to the near side. Akeem Cochran, the senior. It's snuffed out again. Lehman and company in on that stop. Ryan Rabish also there.
And you don't want to be one-dimensional in terms of how you attack Peters Township, but as we said earlier, going at 14 is going to be a tough task for any of these players out here tonight just because of how physical and how technical he is with his skill. And like I said, that's the biggest reason why he's as acclaimed as he is.
Yeah, I think the Panthers excited to get him in Oakland next year. City game kicks off tomorrow. Pitt Duquesne for the first time in 86 years since the 30s. And Duquesne beat Pitt the last time those two teams played. Pitt was the number one ranked team in the country, and Duquesne took the Panthers down 86 years ago.
It's going to be interesting. Now I have to ask, are you calling the upset again?
No.
Oh. Just figured it was worth to ask, you know what I mean?
Love the Dukes, love the Panthers.
You never know, hostile environment.
But you know what? I think if, it's like anything in those close games, the longer a team like that hangs around, and there's a lot of local guys. It's a prideful program over there at Duquesne.
A lot of familiarity when you think about it. These kids played against each other in these type of games that we're talking about right now. And it just goes to the next level when you're looking at them collegiately. So they'll be amped up for it. But we'll see if Pitt can ultimately come out there and do what, at least on paper, they should be favored to do.
Let's take a look at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette 5A power rankings. See Pine Richland. Newsflash, they just went down 7-0 to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. They took the opening kickoff back. PT at 2, Woody at 3. It'll be interesting to see how this 5A playoffs, 2 months from now, plays itself out as Abraham Miller gets the call off the left side. Is now just trying to build some momentum back here felt like the Tigers had a little bit of that, holding Peters to 7 points offensively, and then obviously the miscue, but they have something rolling right now.
My hope is that they don't allow that play, the interception, to make them not throw the ball again, because to me, that is still where they're having the most success. It's just when you're attacking 14 at the line of scrimmage throwing the ball, that's a tough ask because of his athleticism.
Back to pass, Miller throwing in and out of the hands, had Cochran at the sticks. Could not haul it in. It's 4th down and 5. And now Miller looks to the near sideline and wondering what the Tigers want to do here, and it looks like they will bring the punt unit out.
And unfortunately for the Tigers, that has been their theme this first half. Near misses. I mean, how many times have we seen guys get their hands on the football but not able to just corral it and bring it in, and ultimately causing their drives to stall? But we'll see if their defense can make it right with 5 minutes left in the half.
Abraham Miller's had quite the evening punting the football, though, and he'll have another laser that's going to take a bounce and roll dead at the 20-yard line, where it is touchdown. So another good punt there for the Tigers. And we will step aside before Peters Township offense looks to add to a 14-point advantage with 5 minutes on the clock. Back to McKeesport on KDKA Plus after these words.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
Fall is in the air at Pittsburgh's premier outdoor shopping, dining, and play destination, the Waterfront. Find fall weather gear at retailers like Old Navy, DSW, and Rally House. Dine at family-friendly restaurants like Primanti Brothers, Shorty's Tap and Taco, and more. Experience indoor playtime at Dave & Buster's, Urban Air, and more. Speaking of play, the Waterfront is a proud sponsor of this Steel City High School football broadcast and happy to support WPIAL football across our region. Visit us at waterfrontpgh.com for more information.
Welcome to La Roche University, where experience isn't just a buzzword, it's a way of life.
At La Roche, our students thrive by putting their ideas into action.
So we came in today just kind of getting a general idea of valuing a model and how it is done in actual real-life time.
I think what they're doing in La Roche with the applied learning has a lot of value for the students. They're able to see the real-world numbers come to life, and that has a lot of impact for them.
La Roche University, engaging minds, embracing the world.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Shell, Panera Bread, Loway Enterprises, promotional products and apparel. Peters Township leads McKeesport. Here's second quarter action on our Steelers showcase. PT goes back to work, testing the seam and completing the pass again. It is Reston Lehman, this time making a reception on offense as DeLucia dials it up.
Yeah, he's starting to settle into this game and really make his presence felt. Really good job by Nolan. Obviously, taking the play fake, and then from there, beautiful job hitting Reston in stride. The big man with the stiff arm. Ultimately, a big-time first down, getting the Indians' offense out to midfield.
Yep, first down and 10 from the 50. Back to the ground game at New Paver. gains 3 on first down, and clock really not much of an issue. PT, all 3 timeouts in their pocket still.
And PT's doing a good job of staying balanced. Every time they hit an explosive pass play and you might feel the urge to throw, they get right back to that steady dose of Cole Newpaver and this offensive line road grading for him.
Second down, 7 from the 47. Empty setback for DeLucia, and a check with me on that far sideline. A 5 wide receiver set. Back to pass, and here comes some pressure. He'll roll to the right to avoid it and throw on the run and complete that pass out to P.J. Luke. And Luke has a first down at the 30-yard line. And what accuracy shown by DeLucia on the on-the-run throw.
Not just the accuracy, the awareness. You look at him when he escapes this pocket, flirting with that line of scrimmage, but doing a good job of staying behind and ultimately delivering a nice throw to P.J. Luke for another Indians first down.
Saw Luke secured that one for that first down catch. First down at 10 from the 30 as the Indians driving. Kind of doing what they want right now on this drive. They go back to Newpaver, who pushes forward for 2. You know, TJ Plack, head coach in his 10th season. The offensive coordinator is Mo Richardson for the Indians.
Previous spot, repeat first down.
And TJ said that after this penalty, TJ said that this locker room is tight-knit. It reminds him of the championship squad two seasons ago, 2023.
I mean, but you think about the leadership they have. Their team captains, Nolan DeLucia, Reston Lehman, Lucas Shenefeld, and obviously Lucas Ross, who we've been seeing making some plays tonight as well. That's the type of leadership that you need, and that's the reason why this team has been so consistent.
DeLucia going to the end zone, and feet get tied up, incomplete. P.J. Luke, the intended receiver. Another look at the UPMC Sports Medicine instant replay here.
Nice job by the Tigers defense. You obviously see right there number 10, Niceer Roan, staying in the hip pocket and ultimately forcing the long overthrow. That's what you want to see for the Tigers defensively. And now let's see if you can get another stop right here.
Second down at 15 from the 35. Shanafelt moved.
The Indians have had a little bit of
Peters
confusion.
Township, first charge timeout.
Ultimately forced him to take this timeout. And that's happened a couple of plays on this series as well. So you can see the frustration, but obviously the Indians still feel good about where they are on the field right now.
No doubt. It's a check downstairs after this timeout with Peters, downstairs with Susie Cole.
Thanks, Matt. You and Arthur talked about the leadership on this Peters Township team, and Peters Township head coach TJ Plack told me that this season is truly all about balance. His senior class is about 20 players on his roster, with about 12 of them being starters, and they set the tone for this program. The challenge, a very small junior class and a lot of sophomores that need to step up into bigger roles. While that improvement will be ongoing this season, Coach Plack is just happy to be able to coach this senior class one last time. Matt?
Yeah, it's a great point, Suze. And he also went on to say that the 7th and 8th grade class is like 55 deep. He's like, I'm going to have a tough time making cuts at this point on how good this middle school team is. As they swing it out here to the near side, it's Rost on the reception and an immediate tackle. Not much available as Bierman comes up to make the tackle. Third down upcoming here for PT.
Yeah, good job by Nicholas Bierman right there, ultimately getting off a defender's block and then making a nice tackle. You obviously see Akeem Cochran down there as well, and this is what's going to force that long third down for the Indians, and this is something that the Tigers need. If they can find a way to not allow any points on this drive, that is a big win for them.
7 for 8 is Mr. Lehman with a touchdown. 7 for 9, I beg your pardon. Back to pass with some pressure. Back to his right. He'll roll. Throw on the money to Newpaver. And Newpaver is out at the 25-yard line 4th down coming up here for Peters Township, and it's buckled down time if you're the Tigers trying to keep PT out of the end zone.
You're absolutely right. Good job by Nolan DeLucia avoiding the pressure, keeping his eyes downfield, hitting Cole Newpaver, but really good job by Tyer Swindle making that stop and ultimately forcing a 4th down for this Indians offense.
Going to be a trick play that Platt goes to convert a 4th down at 5 from the 25. DeLucia from the pistol formation and whistles and a timeout.
Timeout, Peters Township. Second charge timeout.
And once again, you can see a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of not being on the same page, sideline to Nolan DeLucia in the offense. So hopefully those guys can get that figured out, because this is the second time on this drive they've had to take a timeout due to that.
Yeah, and I think this is still that part of the season where now you're implementing a couple more things than you had last week, and they were next to perfect, a 42-14 win over Cannon-McMillan last week. But it's still, you look over to see TJ Plack, he's not a happy guy.
Absolutely. I mean, and you think about it, man, this is a veteran team that has a lot of guys returning from last year's team that were the 5A Whiphill runner-ups. So you know they understand what it takes to be successful, how to get back there. But early on, you still have to get those kinks out. You still got to work through these game reps, and that's what you're seeing early on right now.
Sunset here in Pittsburgh. Beautiful shot of the
we're
skyline.
In paradise.
Oh,
it's paradise, baby.
The beach party brought by the Indians. DeLucia throws and completes that pass for a 1st down. And guess who makes the catch? Lucas Schenefeld, the senior tight end, hauls it in and gives the Indians a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that you want to get him the ball in his hands. Obviously, we've seen Reston have some success, but Lucas, this guy right here, can really go with that football in his hands. Nice pickup right here.
Schenefeld hauls that in. Mentioned the Stanford commit. 2 touchdowns last week. Newpaver here. Lowers his shoulder. And he's just shy of a 1st down one more time here for PT as the clock ticks under a minute 30.
Don't let the 5'10", 185 fool you. He is trying to lower the boom. Love his vision, stiff arm contact, balance, but right here, finish the run. You want to see your running backs falling forward. Excellent run right there by Cole Newpaver.
He's a hockey player. He loves contact. There's no doubt. As it will be 1st down and goal for Peters inside the Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union red zone. Newpaver the call, and Newpaver inside the 5, down to the 3.
And also what Peters Township is doing a good job of, getting that clock running, allowing some of that to go, so that way it's less time for the Tigers when they get the ball back, if everything goes to plan for the Indians on offense.
2nd down and goal, Newpaver for a yard more. Where it will be 3rd down and goal with 30 seconds. I got to go quick on 3rd down. He's trying to move Newpaver to his left. He gets him there. And Newpaver paves the way into the end zone for a Peters Township touchdown. Cole Newpaver from 2 yards away.
Once again, really good job by the Peters Township offensive line. Those guys ultimately opening holes for Cole Newpaver to find the end zone and ultimately give the Tigers a 3-possession lead now.
Newpaver finds the end zone.
Nice job right there, though, by James Spratt, getting that nice seal block on the edge. And then from there, Cole Newpaver finding the end zone. This is what you want if you're the Indians.
Extra point. Maiello is good. And Arthur, you mentioned James Spratt, kind of an interesting story. He already has his pilot's license. Dad's a pilot, has a airplane available. So actually, Coach told me that a couple of these Peters Township Indians are in training to be pilots, but Mr. Spratt already has his license. And also, I was told by the powers that be that Aunt Bunny is watching and she loves her nephew and James Spratt.
Well, hey, shout out to Aunt Bunny then. Absolutely. And when James Spratt, you know, when he gets his own plane and he's flying full time, he just fly you around. Come on, man.
Oh, well, I'm inviting you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
It's the little things.
Yeah. Jake can drive, though. 14 seconds to play, so forgive the graphic error. A return here for McKeesport. Hudson on the return. There is a flag down.
Might be on the big hit on the return. Michael Wright.
Blindside block on the receiving team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah. Like I said, with Michael Wright, he was excited. Caught the guy. It was a nice hit 10, 20 years ago. I might have been excited about the hit. I'm just saying, but player health and safety, I get it. Throw the flag. Throw the flag.
It's the best reaction.
Say it. I was excited. It was a good hit. I liked it.
I like this view. Aerial coverage tonight. Presented by GBU Life. Protect what matters now. Deep pass and a jump ball. Did he get a foot in? No. Incomplete. Thought for a second Javian Robinson and been the newest edition of You Got Mossed, but not the case.
Listen, I love the idea, though. Matt Miller not being afraid to throw a thing out. I know it's late. Oh, he was way
Yes.
Nice job high pointed, though, man. It's going to look good in terms of – I don't know if he actually even completed the catch at the bottom. Yeah. So good finish right there by the DB, P.J. Luke. But as a whole, we'll see if the Tigers can go back and find some type of success throwing that ball.
Yep, angles mean everything. Second down, 10. Back to the ground game and absolutely leveled. Oh, Reston Lehman just laid a lick. And that's the way this first half is going to come to a close with an explanation point by the Indians of Peters Township.
You're absolutely right. Like we said, that's not the guy you want to play with.
Let's go down to Susie Cool, who has Coach with him.
Thanks, Matt. Coach Plack with star running back Monts Bell out on the other side. Where else have you looked to wear down the Tigers' offense?
Our defense guys are doing a really good job. They have Matt's a great coach, and the system's a great system. They have answers for everything. So, if anything, and nothing but keep on, but it makes them a more versatile team. They're going to different options that they've shown it before, but they're going more often. So you really have to prepare for everything.
Already up 21 going into the half. Where can your offense continue to be explosive?
We've been sputtering. We really have blocking assignments, missed routes and things like that. It didn't happen week 0, but it's happening tonight. So these are things that we just have to get control of and just come out and execute more often in the second half.
Thanks, Coach Black.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Matt.
Susie, thank you. Thanks to Coach. Typical Coach speak, I would expect nothing less from TJ of, we got things to clean up here. It's week 1. We're not going to give any compliments after
casually up 21s going into the half. You love it.
That is our score. Peters Township 21, McKeesport nothing at the break. Coming up, we have the Shell halftime show with Susie Cool breaking it all down for you. So stick around, a lot more to come on this edition of the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, all presented to you by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, and it rolls on KDKA+.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
This
This is a meal. We're talking a good food that makes you feel good meal. You feeling that? Now, meal this. A salad for the first time in a week meal. A catching up with your ex meal.
So, how's your mom?
Been there. Ooh, a scoring cool dad points meal.
Obviously.
Thank you. Do I spy an I need 5 minutes to myself meal? Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good.
Relive your favorite moments at the Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Honor Museum.
They really wore that back then, Grandpa?
Yeah, they really did.
Playing back then was tough, believe me.
Now this is the best era. Nobody could beat that dynasty.
I couldn't agree more. Those teams were unstoppable.
Now, I don't know about that, but the team was really good in the 90s.
Come on, you couldn't catch those teams of the 2000s. They went the distance, literally.
That's what I'm talking about! Yes!
The 70s are definitely the
no
best.
Way. The 2000s, hands down. Whoa, guys, stop fighting. I think every era was pretty sweet.
You said it, kid. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and I hope to see you back here soon.
Wait, your tea?
Seems like a nice spot.
Welcome everybody to the Shell halftime show here on KDKA Plus. The McKeesport Tigers holding host to the Peters Township Indians tonight. The Indians with a 21-0 lead over the Tigers as we're sitting here in halftime. And now it's time to take a look at our newly named Jerome Bettis Award winner this week. The first one of 2025 goes out to South Fayette's very own Connor Heiser, an offensive lineman and true leader for the South Fayette Lions. Connor is also heavily involved in his local community. And while Connor is a member of the National Honor Society, he continually gives back through volunteering with the Veterans Rock Concert, the Miracle League of Pittsburgh, and mentoring the youth on and off the field. Congrats, Connor, for being our first Jerome Bettis Award winner of 2025. And for more information on the Jerome Bettis Leadership Award, you can always go on over to Steelers.com/youth. And now it's time to get to know one of the McKeesport Tigers just a little bit better. It's defensive lineman Caden Daniels. Let's check this out.
What's your fast food go-to?
I'll probably say Five Guys.
What's your Snapchat score?
10,000. I don't use Snapchat.
What's at the top of your game day playlist?
Probably Can't Sleep by D Herbo.
What would be your ideal non-athletic career path?
Graphic designer.
Dream NFL trio: quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
Quarterback, probably Big Ben. Running back, Saquon. And wide receiver, Jay Jettis.
What's the best home-cooked meal you get, and who makes it?
Probably around Thanksgiving when my grandmother makes it.
What's on your bucket list before graduation?
Just make more friends.
You're on TV. What do you want to say to your parents?
Love you. This is Caden Daniels from McKeesport, and you are watching the Steelers High School Showcase on KDKA+.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
Around here in the fall, harvest moons, cool crisp evenings, and on Friday nights, legends come alive in Pittsburgh. WPIAL High School Football. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Steel City Game of the Week. Allegiant salutes the players, the fans, the cheerleaders, and the parents. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. 7 locations and a sponsor of this WPIAL high school football broadcast.
Pittsburgh, are you ready? The top teams in women's college volleyball are coming to PPG Pace Arena for an epic event. It's the 2nd annual State Farm Women's Volleyball Showcase, taking place on Labor Day weekend, August 31st and September 1st, featuring the national semifinalist Pitt Panthers, defending national champion Penn State, plus nationally ranked Arizona State and TCU. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. 4 elite teams, 4 incredible matches, 1 unforgettable weekend of volleyball action. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
At Octane Customs, we take pride in helping our local businesses make an impact.
We don't just wrap vehicles.
We build moving billboards that get your business noticed.
From bold designs to expert installation, our 3M certified team delivers quality you can trust
Every time. Book now and mention this ad to get 10% off your custom business wrap and turn every mile into a marketing opportunity. Octane Customs.
Your brand on the move.
I'm Rocco, and I work here at Shell Polymers Monaca. Outside of work, I coach and train football at M7 Shell Sports Complex. We work with students on and off the field to develop their life skills, helping build my community.
Welcome back into the Shell Halftime Show, everybody, on KDKA+. I'm your host, Susie Cole, and again, the Peters Township Indians up 21-0 over the McKeesport Tigers here tonight at the half of this 4A, 5A matchup. And what a matchup it's been. Now, McKeesport without their biggest star-studded player, running back Keemon Spell tonight, out with an ankle injury. He will be back for next week's matchup against Thomas Jefferson. All precautionary, unfortunately suffering that ankle injury on Tuesday at practice, and it was just a little bit too risky to have him in. Now, I did ask Indians head coach TJ Plack going into the half, how do you take advantage of this Tigers offense without Keemon Spell in their lineup? Plack simply said that they are holding their own. They're playing with confidence. However, the Indians are taking advantage of a few of the miscues that the Tigers have had tonight. But on the flip side, the Indians having some miscues themselves, and head coach TJ Plack said this wasn't what we did in week 0, but that's going to have to change here in week 1. They're hoping to better that and turn the tide here come the second half. Again, the Indians up 21-0 over the McKeesport Tigers. And while we're heavily settled here into week 1 action, we got so much football ahead for our Friday nights here. Let's take a look at our Steelers showcase schedule. Next week, you can catch us in North Hills, taking on the Mars Fighting Planets. I think one of the biggest matchups and rematches from last year is going to be Penn Hills at Aliquippa in week 4. Aliquippa will be looking for revenge against their cross-city rival. South Bay at Upper St. Clair in week 6. It's homecoming weekend. Week 8 for Pine Richland as they take on the North Allegheny Tigers. And that last week is going to be a fun one because it's up to all of you at home to vote where we go that week. I'll be interested to see where we go, and that voting will open up a couple of weeks prior to that final week 9 here for the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week. And the guy who will be giving us the top plays here all of 2025, if you are familiar with Whitfield football, then you know him yourself, especially if you're on X or Instagram. It's the Whitfield Insider, Carlos Ofco. He'll be bringing us those top 10 plays from week 0 right here, right now.
Welcome back to the Whitfield Insider Show, presented by Home Team Collections. I'm your host and Whitfield Insider, Carlos Ofco. This is where we break down the top 10 plays of the week from last week's action. Week 0 had a lot of big plays in store, and I can't wait to show you what we got in store for you. Reminder, the player that has the number 1 play every single week will get a beautifully framed, custom framed jersey from our friends at Home Team Collections. That's enough out of me. Let's jump right into the list. Coming in at number 10, we're going to go to the Plum and Franklin regional game, and it's going to be Plum's Samaj Robinson, who shoots the gap and takes it 42 yards out the Stangs with the win. At number 9, Mount Lebanon versus USC. Upper St. Clair with the win, but it's going to be Patrick Smith from Mount Lebanon finds his tight end Maxton Siegel, who takes it 96 yards. Couldn't bring him down. USC with the win. At number 8, it's going to be Norwin quarterback Tristan Tavares, the senior who makes plays all over, juking and jiving. The defenders can't get him. Penn Trafford goes on to win, but Norwin has the top play. At number 7, we're going to go to Waynesburg Central, who beat West Green 50-6. 6 of them coming from Tegan Krause finding Nate Rushidi. Right there for Waynesburg Central. They'll go on with the dominating win. At number 6, with less than a minute to go, Moon to win the game. It's going to be Andrew Cross drops the ball into a bucket to Severio Vendetti for the win for the Tigers. At number 5, we're going to go to Seneca Valley versus Bethel Park, and it's going to be Seneca Valley's Andrew Lobig. He's going to call his own number, juke and jive all over, and off to the races he goes. Bethel wins, but Seneca takes the top play. At number 4, we're going to go to South Fayette, and we're going to go to a hard and angry run. This one from Bo Stover from South Fayette. Stover just refuses to go down, runs over a defender and into the end zone. At number 3, we're going to go to Laurel, and it's going to be Colton Carlson who takes the end around. He won't be touched. Laurel with the big win over Elwood City, and Carlson was a big reason why. Nobody could bring him down. The Spartans get the W. At number 2, to the Wolverina for the KDKA Classic, and it was Woodland Hills versus North Allegheny, and it's going to be Taylor Reed who just refuses to go down for the Wolverines, and he's going to take it 6-for-6. NA gets the win. Woody High with the top play. And at number 1, the Home Team Collections Play of the Week. It's going to be 5-star running back Kamon Spell, who's going to juke and jive and spin and turn and find his way into the end zone. That's how it's done. And that'll have it for your top 10 plays of last week. Congrats to Mr. Spell for winning the beautiful Home Team Collections jersey. We'll have second half action coming up right after this. I'm your host and WIPIO Insider, Carlos Zofko, and I'll be seeing you next week.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences, there's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first.
And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever.
Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
Get all your Steelers gear direct from the team. Shop the Steelers Pro Shop in-store or online for all things black and gold. You can get jerseys, hats, authentic memorabilia, custom gear, and exclusives you can't find anywhere else. And of course, get the ultimate Steelers game day accessory, the Terrible Towel. Steelers Nation shops here. Get your gear in-store or online at shop.steelers.com.
Need construction or real estate services? One call covers it all. Macero Construction Group, helping shape the city you love and the name behind Pittsburgh's skyline. We manage construction for many local schools, ensuring strong foundations for the future. Need space? Macero Properties has prime office and warehouse locations in the airport corridor and downtown. And when disaster strikes, Macero Restoration is ready 24/7. One name, one call. Macero Construction Group. Building Pittsburgh. Serving you.
I'm Rocco, and I work here at Shell Polymers Monaca. Outside of work, I coach and train football at M7 Shell Sports Complex. We work with students on and off the field to develop their life skills, helping build my community.
We're back one final time on the Shell Halftime Show here on KDKA+. I'm your host, Susie Cole, and first half action, 21-0, Peters Township up over the McKeesport Tigers. And now it's time to take a look at those first half highlights thanks to Giant Eagle. Up first, we see Nolan DeLucia here throwing a number 2 wide receiver, Lucas Ross, a 6-yard pass from DeLucia, a 70-yard drive to start the game. Then a pick 6 by the Pitt commit. Peters Township's Rustin Lehman taking it to the house, outrunning all the Tigers pursuing him. And last but not least, Cole Newpaver, number 8, right there. A 2-yard rush to the right takes it in. The field goal is good. It's 21-0, Peters Township here at the half. And let's take a look now at some other scores here around the Whitfield tonight. Everybody, of course, in action in Week 1. We have Newcastle at Hopewell. I picked Hopewell as winning. They are up 17-6 right now. South Park 21-7, looking for redemption. Pine Richland 7-7. Their game started a half an hour later than ours did, so I'm sure they're maybe just as far along as us, but that will be an interesting one to see how it ends up. And then Thomas Jefferson taking on Central Valley, a close game there, 14-13. Highlands down 7-28 to Elizabeth Forward. Aliquippa up 20-7 over Bell Vernon. Well, that's all for the Shell Halftime Show here on KDKA Plus tonight. Matt and Arthur will be back with second half action coming up here next between Peters Township and McKeesport. Stay tuned.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
This is a meal. We're talking a good food that makes you feel good meal. You feeling that? Now, meal this. A salad for the first time in a week meal. A catching up with your ex meal.
So, how's your mom?
Been there. Ooh, a scoring cool dad points meal.
Obviously.
Thank you. Do I spy an I need 5 minutes to myself meal? Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good.
Need construction or real estate services? One call covers it all. Macero Construction Group, helping shape the city you love and the name behind Pittsburgh's skyline. We manage construction for many local schools, ensuring strong foundations for the future. Need space? Macero Properties has prime office and warehouse locations in the airport corridor and downtown. And when disaster strikes, Macero Restoration is ready 24/7. One name, one call. Macero Construction Group, building Pittsburgh, serving you.
Hi, this is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Mazda. It's time for the Mazda More to Move You summer event. We have a great selection of new 2025 Mazda CX-50s. These are assembled in the United States. We have 1.9% financing on those up to 60 months. Save money and drive one home today. All of our current inventory is unaffected by tariffs.
The honest dealer, believably different, Bud Bear.
Did you know you can make your home or building look brand new? For the whole project, or just spot repointing, make your home exterior brand new like when it was built. Call or visit Mariani-Richards.com.
And we welcome you back to McKeesport, our Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week presented by Giant Eagle with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Light show in McKeesport, and the Tigers have their eye on a comeback here in the second half. They trail 21-0 to Peters Township.
And we'll welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Matt Fargo joined alongside Arthur Moats. Halftime here is the second half just moments away from getting going. And we thought this is kind of the way that this was going to play out. Peters Township just looked methodical on offense, and then they have the big splash play on defense by Reston Lehman. The INT return for a touchdown and kind of opened things up here. But the Tigers, they deferred, probably for a reason. They want the ball here to start this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're the Tigers, you did some good things defensively. You did some good things in that first half. But as a whole, you have to capitalize on the opportunities because the Indians are on all cylinders right now in terms of how they're clicking tonight with Reston Lehman and obviously Nolan DeLucia.
Let's take a look at the halftime statistics and how everything broke down by the numbers as the light show continues here at McKeesport. The Tigers just not being able to get things offensively going. PT 113 yards passing there for Nolan DeLucia, 87 rushing yards, much of them by the way of Cole Newpaver, 10-3 in first downs. Really has been very minimal penalties on both sides of things. What sticks out to you, Arthur?
Well, to me, I think the big thing is the first downs. Peters Township's ability to sustain drives has been a big reason why they have 14 minutes of time of possession in that first half in comparison to, you look at the Tigers, 3 first downs, not able to sustain, and ultimately that's why the scoreboard reflects the 21-zip score right now for the Peters Township Indians.
See how things play out as light show has concluded. That's pretty good.
I kind of like that. It gave me Renegade vibes. Anytime we get a chance to play some theme music, make you feel good, crowd gets going, you need that.
The Tiger Blast in here at halftime. Charlie Kiss, the athletic director here at McKeesport, does a fantastic job in supporting all of the sports. But, of course, McKeesport football is a town tradition, and they love their blue and red.
Absolutely, and for good reasons. When you think about the way that this program has been over the past couple of seasons, we said last year they lost in the finals to who? TJ. We know what TJ was able to do last year. So when we look at McKeesport, we obviously know the talent that they have when they are fully healthy. But tonight's just a rough matchup right now with some of their pieces not being out there. So we'll see how the second half goes, though.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in with us, come on, Spell, not in the game here tonight due to injury. Tweaked his ankle on Tuesday in practice. They held him out on Wednesday, gave him another chance yesterday. It just wasn't able to go, and the reality of things is this is a interclassification matchup, a non-conference game that for playoff positioning really doesn't mean a whole lot. So keeping your eyes on what is to come there for McKeesport next week, which is a championship rematch with Thomas Jefferson. They want everybody healthy. It makes sense.
Absolutely. I mean, we said this is the #1 junior running back in the nation. So when he's not on your team or when he's not in your lineup, you're going to feel that, and you can see where the Tigers have had some success, but they're missing their most critical piece. But this is where you see if Matthew Miller can figure it out.
21-yard line is where the kickoff field is from. Return there for McKeesport. The Tigers get Michael Wright on the return, and that's where they will start this offensive drive. Let's check back downstairs with Susie Cole.
Thanks, Matt. McKeesport head coach said that his team is struggling on offense. They have a couple of guys out, including Kamon Spell and a couple of guys on the line, and they got to make sure defensively that they're not giving up third downs, and when they're getting the ball, they're putting those first downs together. And a little more on the light show, this team didn't even know that they had it. It was implemented last year. They walked out after halftime of their first home game to Thunderstruck or whatever it was, and Matt Miller said him and his team looked up like, what is happening? So a little bit of a fun fact there. Surprise to them, too.
Love that, Susie. That's great for the players and maybe gets them amped up to know that they're going to have that throughout the season. Probably going to be a lot more fun later on in the season when they're kicking off under the lights. But McKeesport trying to light it up here early as Hudson gets a nice carry there, carries it short of the line of the midfield.
Absolutely. Nice explosive run right there for Avant Hudson and this Tigers offense, giving them a nice spark coming out of halftime.
First down, 10 from the 49-yard line for McKeesport. Miller hands it off one more time. Avant Hudson carries off the left side and picks his way for 4 on first down. Shanafelt on the tackle there for PT.
And good job by the Tigers right now, just trying to lean on what they're seeing some success from. Running the football. We obviously saw a nice explosive run right there by Avant on the first play out the half. Now they're trying to lean on that a little bit more, and let's see if they can capitalize on this field position.
2nd down and 6 from the 47. Miller to pass. Going to cook one deep. It just overshot his man. Incomplete. Robinson, again, the intended man. It's just one of those things, Arthur, I feel like we're going to see them 5-6 weeks down the road, and they're going to clean this up.
You're absolutely right. These are a bunch of near misses like we talked about. Javion Robinson is a heck of a receiver, and obviously Matthew Miller, who doesn't do a ton of throwing the football. You can see he has good vision, and he's getting the ball to where he needs to be. It's just a little execution at the end, and that's reps.
I think I've seen McKeesport pass tonight more than I've ever seen them pass, and I've seen them pass throughout a year. 3rd down and 6, and they go back to the ground game.
I mean, and this is right here where you're going to have to throw this football. Obviously, we're looking at 4th down. They're going with the punt instead.
Yep, special teams unit out. 4th down and 6 from the 47. That means Abraham Miller back to punt. He has had quite the night punting duties. Another great aerial shot brought to you by GBU Life tonight. Quickly got that one away. And a fair catch asked for and granted by Lucas Rost at the 18. Peters Township, 21-point advantage. And they retake possession of the football here, 9:27 to go in the 3rd.
I mean, not all of these guys had to retake the field. We obviously know some of these guys on this Indians team are actually, multi-talented. They're a little bit in the band, per se. So shout out to Trey Davidson, who we actually got to see during the halftime show. I believe was playing the trumpet tonight. So excellent job by him showing his multiple talents.
Yes, and I heard the Peters Township student section chanting in his direction. He's a freshman, and he's doing it all. 1st down and 10 from the 18-yard line. Back to pass. DeLucia rolling and throwing as he was going down. Is he down? I believe he is. Sacked on the play.
Yeah, he fell down kind of awkward too, man. So we'll see. He's obviously limping around. But this is one of those kids that is extremely tough, and I don't anticipate him coming out this game.
No, 4-year starter, mentioned started defensively, lost the quarterback battle his freshman year, ended up earning it his sophomore year, over 6,000 yards in his career, 25 touchdowns a year ago in his junior season. 2nd and 17, they set up a screen pass, trying to get some space to work for Reston Lehman. Picks his way forward to get some of that lost sack yardage, where it will be 3rd down and 9 coming up.
And I like the call by the Peters Township offense, understanding that you're going to get some pressure since it's backed up, hitting Reston Lehman, allowing him to get you in just a 3rd and manageable. And when you think about Nolan DeLucia, he's capable of getting 9 yards, whether it's with his arm or with his legs.
3rd down, 17, back to pass DeLucia. Gonna cook it over the middle. He's got his man at Shanafelt. Shanafelt getting dragged down from behind, but not before. Big yardage as Shanafelt picks up the 1st down, is in to Tiger territory. 34 yards of the pass and catch.
I mean, across the board, when you look at this play right here, look at the big guys up front, giving Nolan all of the time. When you talk about big Keenan, Dorian, and company. But then from there, Lucas Shanafelt, nice hands catch, explosive field flipping play. And now you got the you got the Indians on the Tiger side of the field.
1st down and 10 for the Indians at the 46-yard line. Back into the belly of tailback Newpaver. And he carries to the 41-yard line.
That's that tough running right there. I mean, a little friendly fire from my man Max Devine. But as a whole, for this Peters Township offense, this is what you want to see. I mean, they started off the game, their first 15 plays, perfection, going down the field for a score. Looks like they're coming out of halftime with a very similar mindset right now.
Conducting some traffic here on this 2nd down and 4 play. 5 wide. And they send a man in motion. That's Rost. It's just a designed run play carrying forward there for DeLucia. And he is deceptively quick and packs a punch.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his athleticism has been on display tonight, but we can't talk about those guys without talking about the guys up front. Alex Klein and company, man, providing rushing lanes for Nolan DeLucia, and right there, nice job by him once again picking up the first down.
First down and 10 from the 32-yard line. They have twin receivers here to the near side, lower part of your screen. They go the draw play to Newpaver, and Newpaver had some open room, but that hole collapsed quickly.
I believe that was Tyre Swindle that stepped up in the hole to make a nice tackle right here. And this is what you want to see if you're McKeesport on defense. You've given up some yardage, okay, but where you're at right now, you still have a chance to keep points off of the board, so you have to make sure you're locking up, and that's what you want to see right there by the Tigers on defense.
You see Swindle there, as now PT faced with the 2nd and 8. Back to Newpaver. It has been a steady dose of 8.
And that was a nice job right there by Michael Wright, the linebacker for the McKeesport Tigers, shooting the gap and ultimately getting Cole down and making this still be a 3rd and slightly longer for the Tigers defensively, which they should feel a lot better about.
Coach Black says that Newpaver is the fastest player on the team, which I'm sure some would disagree with. I'm sure there's races all the time in practice.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, the Tigers were trying to win a race, but the ball hadn't snapped yet, so it looks like we're going to get a 5-yard penalty
offside.
On them.
Defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Sure enough.
And those are the plays right there that hurt you as the Tigers on defense. Allowing a first down because of a pre-snap mental error, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Back to pass to Lucia. Got his man and in to the end zone. No, he's rolled down at the half-yard line. Boy, that is a close one as P.J. Luke caught shy of the goal line. 1st and goal for Peters Township.
Come on, Mr. Ref. That's the one that's good for the stat sheet right there. I mean, beautiful job, though, by Nolan being patient, allowing the receiver to clear that underneath the fender. And then from there, nice job getting it right down there to the goal line.
21 yards to the pass and catch. They give it to Newpaver, and Newpaver is rolled down shy of the goal line as well.
Big Michael Wright, man, coming downhill, making another play. Him and Justin Powell and company on that Tigers defense.
That was an impressive tackle on the play before to keep Luke out of the end zone as he kind of whirly-birded in the air. 2nd down and goal at the 1. Check with me and a look here for Lehman. Conducting some traffic. Newpaver to his right. Luke in motion there. Newpaver the call. Squirming and rolled down shy once again.
Really good job by that Tigers D-line. They're staying stout. They're not allowing movement and ultimately forcing the Indians to have to figure out a different way to attack them.
Got to give credit here to the McKeesport defense. They are giving Peters Township everything they can handle right now.
I mean, when you're looking at big Matthew Sabelia, on that one, Justin Powell, Kendrick Brown and company, once again, they stopped him again.
Yes, and this time they went to a new back. Reppy. And did they give him a touchdown? Did they roll that a touchdown? They did. They rolled it a touchdown.
Wow.
Senior gets into the end zone, and we're going to take another look at this. I don't think.
Oh man. The eye in the sky does not lie.
Maiello put the kick between the poles.
Timeout on the field.
And that's Peters Township touchdown to make it 28-0. The lead on McKeesport. And we'll come back here on KDKA Plus.
My favorite thing to buy at Giant Eagle is sourdough bread.
This is hard because I have really good things to say. I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
We love the fact that we have the My Perks program.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
They are always very friendly, especially Pam.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Around here in the fall, harvest moons, cool, crisp evenings, and on Friday nights, legends come alive in Pittsburgh. WPIAL High School Football. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Steel City Game of the Week. Allegiant salutes the players, the fans, the cheerleaders, and the parents. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. 7 locations and a sponsor of this WPIAL High School Football broadcast.
Welcome to La Roche University, where experience isn't just a buzzword, it's a way of life.
At La Roche, our students thrive by putting their ideas into action.
So we came in today just kind of getting a general idea of valuing a model and how it is done in actual real-life time.
I think what they're doing in La Roche with the applied learning has a lot of value for the students. They're able to see the real-world numbers come to life, and that has a lot of impact for them.
La Roche University, engaging minds, embracing the world.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Give your entree an upgrade. Now for just $3.99, swap a side for unlimited soups, fresh salads, and hand-cut fruits. The Eaton Park Soup, Salad, and Fruit Bar. Now on sale, only at Eaton Park.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
You know, when Gary's call came in, just by the sound of the call, you knew that this was a bad injury.
When I saw Gary in the hospital room, they were afraid that his injuries were so severe that the lower leg wouldn't be salvageable. It was 50-50 as to whether Gary was going to keep the lower limb.
My name's Gary. When I needed help the most, Edgar Snyder was there for me. I wouldn't have wanted no one else. I'm glad they were my team, straight up.
At Hello Bistro, we keep it fresh. Fresh flavors, fresh choices, endless ways to build what you're craving. Because food should be as bold as you are. You deserve fresh. Only at Hello Bistro.
And we're back here to McKeesport. Peters Township leads it 28-0. We'll give you the Kelly Automotive Drive summary in just a moment. The Indians expand a now 4-touchdown advantage. On the 18-yard line. And a nice return that the ball comes loose, and it's still loose. And a rugby scrum takes place. Who has it? Peters jumping around. Indians recover.
I believe it was Ian Watson from my angle, number 7.
The ruling on the field is a fumble by the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team. First down, Peters Township.
There's a great hit. And then everything.
Nothing like watching everybody trying to pick it up.
Peters right back to work offensively. Play action. DeLucia steps up. Going to take off and run with it now and get forced out of bounds. Doing the forcing there was Bierman.
The one thing that I like about Nolan, he always is under control. When you see the pressure coming at him, he never seems to speed up. He's always eyes downfield, and when he's ready to go, you see him use his legs and athleticism. Really good job just quarterbacking tonight.
Yeah, he just has a calm presence to him. Even talking with him, he just nothing. He doesn't get too. He's not a rah-rah guy, but he's just cool, calm, and collected, and it shows in his playing as he'll set and throw this one into traffic. And how did he come up with that one, Lucas Rost?
And that was a really good catch right there by Lucas Ross, obviously surviving the contact. Big shots by both of those Tigers defenders. But once again, you look at the ability of Nolan. Confident, calm, and then from there, nice strike in between the two defenders. Now, once again, the Indians are in scoring position and looking to put this game completely away.
Yeah, it was a mercy rule victory for Peters Township last year, 42-7. This is just the third meeting between these two, and the ball comes loose. And DeLucia was able to find it and get spun down. And got to tip the hat to McKeesport's defense. They're still playing hard, and I still believe they did not let up a touchdown on that third down.
Well, that would make two of us, and I think everybody on this side of the stadium tonight felt the same way that me and you also feel. But if you're the Tigers, control what you can control. Next play, and obviously for them, it hasn't been the night that they have won it per se, but keep fighting because you never know.
DeLucia with immediate press will set up a screen here. Ross makes the catch, squirms his way all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Peters Township. Lucas Rost on a 12-yard reception.
Now, that was really nice run after catch right there by Lucas Ross. That's what you want to see when you call a play like that. It's a safe, high percentage throw, but it also allows your playmaker to get the ball on the perimeter and ultimately do what he does best, which is find the end zone. And now you look at this lead. This is what the Indians want. This is how you do it. But Nolan avoids the pressure, delivers the pass, nice blocking on the perimeter right there. Big Alex Klein out there making a block, and Lucas Ross finding the end zone.
Extra point. 35-0. Peters Township has the advantage. Maiello puts it through the poles.
Well, the one thing I will continue to say, though, that offensive line, we have to talk about them. Alex Klein obviously has been starting for this group since his sophomore year. You see him obviously leading the charge right there for that touchdown run. But Max Cortez, the tackle, Gavin Hollander as well, those guys have been doing an excellent job of just allowing Nolan DeLucia time. And when you look at how this offense has been able to attack that Tigers front, it starts with those big five up front.
You mentioned Hollander. He's a rising prospect, somebody that coaches are very high on, not only in the Peters Township organization, but at the collegiate level. So something to keep an eye on as we take a look at the Kelly Automotive Drive recap. As 4 plays, 39 yards, 2 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock. Peters Township gets another score in there, courtesy of the turnover on the kickoff. Make it 35-0 and invoke the running clock the rest of the way here in this second half. Picked up at the 19. And McKeesport keeps control of the football this time as Everett on the return for the Tigers. And we were talking about, what Peters Township has done offensively tonight, but defensively, it has been as impressive. They have a shutout tonight defensive coordinators Troy Grunseth and Darren McMillan, co-defensive coordinators, have orchestrated a great game plan. Obviously, they had great success last week in their win over Cannon Mac, and one of the best defenses in the WPIL again, and you see why.
I mean, the way that this defense is attacking, Keenan Duran right there, obviously with the big time hitting the backfield, but all the things you just read off were exciting, were good, but we left off the most important part. We had a defensive touchdown tonight.
Yes.
Reston Layman. Come on, baby. That's what you want to see. Anytime you score on defense, we feel great about those type of performances. And obviously for the Peters Township defense, they've been doing extremely well tonight.
3 quarters in the books here from McKeesport. Peters Township on their way to a 2-0 start. Come back with us for the 4th quarter of our Steelers Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Celebrate the start of the football season at the Kickoff and Rib Festival at Acrisure Stadium, presented by IC Light, August 28th through September 1st. Admission is free, and there's something for everyone. Enjoy national rib vendors, football, music, activities, and much more. Visit AcrissureStadium.com/RibFest for details.
You might not see the people's pipelines that deliver you safe, reliable natural gas every day because they are out of sight, hiding beneath your feet. But what's out of your sight is not out of our minds. We move through busy city streets to upgrade the infrastructure that served our region for decades, using state-of-the-art materials that reduce emissions to power homes and businesses with essential energy for generations to come. That's people's commitment to making your life better.
Hi, this is Mark Baer from Bud Bear Mazda. It's time for the Mazda More to Move You summer event. We have a great selection of new 2025 Mazda CX-50s. These are assembled in the United States. We have 1.9% financing on those up to 60 months. Save money and drive one home today. All of our current inventory is unaffected by tariffs.
The honest dealer, believably different, Bud Bear.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
There's no place like home and no place you'd rather be than at Steelers Style, presented by your neighborhood Ford store, PNC, UPMC, and UPMC Health Plan. Be a part of the largest and most anticipated fundraising event of the year, benefiting Steelers charities. Get your tickets now at Steelers.com/SteelersStyle.
Let's play a 4th here from McKeesport Steelers Showcase as Peters Township leads McKeesport 35-0. Miller under duress, steps up, going to take off and lowers. And that should surely be a flag as Miller went for the slide, and that was close to head-to-head contact.
Yeah, I believe that was Mark Rappi. Ultimately, man, coming in there a little bit late.
Unnecessary roughness, defense, number 50. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, results in a first down.
I think they got the number right on that one, but
yeah. But it's kind of a challenge, though. I mean, whenever you talk about a former linebacker playing quarterback running, is anybody anticipating a slide right here? No, but smart move by Matthew getting down, and unfortunately, by 25-1, the Indians, that's a penalty. You got to play a little bit smarter, and, you know, for the Tigers, this could provide them something to at least get their offense a little bit more production in the second half.
No doubt. Run goes up the middle to Hudson for a yard. We were talking about the Peters Township defense. One of their coordinators, Darren McMillan, he is the father of Donovan McMillan, who just made the Cleveland Browns 53-man roster.
Absolutely.
Another WPIAL product, played at the University of Pittsburgh. So congrats to Donovan, the first Peters Township product to make it to the National Football League. So
man, that is an awesome accomplishment by Donovan. And obviously, man, whenever you're talking about the whip heel, any of these kids, man, that make it professionally, it only sparks more for the other guys that are going to be looking up to them.
Screen pass they tried to set up goes incomplete. Third down coming up. And, of course, we would be remiss in naming alumni from schools in the National Football League.
Do it.
Our very own
Come
Mike
on now.
Logan,
Absolutely.
Super Bowl champion. Part of this broadcast crew will be back with us in 2 weeks. His son's 9th birthday today.
Hey, and I think he's doing a great job of making sure he's at the 9th birthday
No
party,
doubt.
all right, and all the festivities. Eat a lot of cake, save some for me, pretty please.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Mike. He did a great job opening up our showcase tonight. Play action. Pressure, and down goes Miller. He is sacked. Rost gets the best of him.
Ross said, hey, don't just think I'm an offensive-only player. I can also make plays on defense. And right there, him blitzing through right there for the nice sack. Impressive job right here. Good work, though, securing the tackle, making sure that Matthew Miller could not get out of his grasp for a nice explosive play. And I love the energy. Even in the fourth quarter, up 35 points, he does not care. He's out here trying to keep making plays.
Punt unit is out for the Tigers. Miller, another boot for him. And this one fielded by Ross, now on the punt return, and gets spun out of bounds. Where Peters Township will have it first and 10, 8:34 to play in regulation, 35-0. Indians lead the Tigers. We're back on the showcase here on KDKA+.
To UPMC Sports Medicine, a huge center of excellence built by Freddie Fu.
A fantastic, world-renowned place where we see athletes, we see patients of all walks of life, world-renowned surgeons.
Primary care sports medicine physicians.
Board-certified physical therapists.
A comprehensive multidisciplinary assessment to evaluate for concussion.
Nutrition.
Athletic training.
Sports performance. Everything is right here that you need. So we deliver that right to you.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Mars as the Fighting Planets take on the North Hills Indians. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
College isn't for everyone. But from pay to training to retirement, Pennsylvania Laborers Union members live better. PA Laborers Union offers a great wage potential of $42 per hour and terrific health benefits. Imagine having 0 student loans while receiving state-of-the-art construction training. Join the team and get mentorship and guidance from experienced members. Go now to laborparecruit.com for more information.
Celebrate the start of the football season at the Kickoff and Rib Festival at Acrisure Stadium, presented by IC Light, August 28th through September 1st. Admission is free and there's something for everyone. Enjoy national rib vendors, football, music, activities, and much more. Visit AcrissureStadium.com/ribfest for details.
This fall, D3 College Football returns to KDKA+ as we showcase matchups from across the President's Athletic Conference. The season kicks off with Washington and Jefferson facing Utica on September 6th at noon, only on KDKA+.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by UPMC Sports Medicine, Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union, Octane Customs, your brand on the move. Fourth quarter action continues here from McKeesport. Peters Township has gone to a new quarterback. Luke Wagner, a freshman. They go from 17 to 18. And they hand it off. Big time hit there. New running back in the game for Peters Township. Brian Moskal, a senior tailback into the game, repping Jerome Bettis number.
Love to see it. The big 3-6 out there.
Absolutely.
But this is valuable opportunities for these younger players, guys that don't necessarily get a lot of reps. Obviously, when you're talking about Luke Wagner, the freshman, he's not going to be playing that often behind Nolan DeLucia, so any opportunity he can get, this is potentially a chance for Coach Plack to see his future leadership.
Yeah. DeLucia's a senior. Who's next? Who's the next in line to keep what TJ Plack has done is build a program at Peters Township. And really one of the most interesting stories for Plack. He gets his first head coaching job at his alma mater. 27 years old, he gets the head coaching job. They had some success, got in the playoffs 3 out of the 5 years. And 4 and 5 year, they end up not renewing his contract. Joe Rossi takes over South Fayette, and you know what happened with the Lions. And then he was an assistant coach on a couple different squads. Then he gets the opportunity 10 years ago, Peters Township. Been in the finals 4 out of the last 6 years, trying to make it 5 out of the last 7 now. It's a program at PT.
Oh, you better believe it. And they have a great opportunity to go back, like you said, this year. But sometimes all you need is opportunity.
Yeah.
And he's definitely made the most of this. And you look at the way this program has played under his leadership, I don't anticipate it going away anytime soon.
Pass goes incomplete there. And I asked him, I said, do you ever get a chance, maybe in the summer, you can't really think about it during the season because every season's its own, but you had a chance to reflect on what you've been through and the ups and downs, the assistant coaching gigs that have gone well that maybe didn't go so well. And he said, you have to. He's like, you have to go look back, and it's hard not to look back and smile on what we've been able to build. And knowing what Peters Township football was 10 years ago and now what it is, people pay attention. People perk up when you talk about the program now. And head coaches don't get enough credit. They certainly aren't compensated like a lot of the other levels, but they do it for the love and to bring these kids up to the next level, and that's what it's all about.
Oh, you better believe that, and I think that's the fulfilling part of being a coach. But the thing that I would go even further in is this. You look at not just how many of these kids are getting athletic, opportunities for scholarships, but you look at their GPAs. Nolan DeLucia, 4.2. You talk Lucas Santafill, 4.5. I mean, these are the things that you want to see, man, when you're talking about guys getting it done on and off the field. And that's all under TJ Plack's leadership.
The Ivy Leaguers, well done, and punt is down inside the 40. And we'll step aside one more time here at KDKA Plus. Back with more after this.
Around here in the fall, harvest moons, cool, crisp evenings, and on Friday nights, legends come alive in Pittsburgh. WPIAL High School Football. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Steel City Game of the Week. Allegiant salutes the players, the fans, the cheerleaders, and the parents. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. 7 locations and a sponsor of this WPIAL High School Football broadcast.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Mars as the Fighting Planets take on the North Hills Indians. Friday night at 7 on KDKA Plus.
Need construction or real estate services? One call covers it all. Macero Construction Group, helping shape the city you love and the name behind Pittsburgh's skyline. We manage construction for many local schools, ensuring strong foundations for the future. Need space? Macero Properties has prime office and warehouse locations in the airport corridor and downtown. And when disaster strikes, Macero Restoration is ready 24/7. One name, one call. Macero Construction Group, building Pittsburgh, serving you.
A deep ball here that's caught and going all the way to the end zone.
This fall, D3 college football returns to KDKA Plus as we showcase matchups from across the President's Athletic Conference. The season kicks off with Washington and Jefferson facing Utica on September 6th at noon, only on KDKA Plus.
Peters Township student section hasn't headed for the exits yet. They're still in attendance back here at McKeesport. 35-0 Peters Township with Arthur Moats, Susie Cooldown on the sidelines. Our JRM video production crew. Week 1 across the WPIAL. Thanks to Jamie Usual up here in the booth, providing statistical analysis. What's World Headquarters looking like? There we go.
I think I see you in there.
Yeah, I see you too, brother. Great job, as always, to our JRM video production crew. Men and women make it all happen. Carry off the right side and then thinking about cutting back against the grain here. It's a new ball carrier.
I know. I'm trying to see who that young man was.
There we go.
Nadarian Jones. Okay.
Senior getting a chance under these Friday night lights.
And any of these guys that are on the field right now, granted to the viewer, you're looking and saying it's 35-0, who cares? But these are valuable opportunities, valuable reps for these guys to all get better. Younger players on the Indians defense, when you're talking about guys like Jackson Hardcastle, who doesn't typically play a lot, but get an opportunity because of the flow of the game, you never know how a season unfolds in terms of injuries, in terms of other opportunities. So these opportunities, you take advantage of them regardless of when they come.
Yeah, and just to even have mom and dad in the stands and hear their name across the PA system, like that means something to these younger players or players that don't get to see action on Friday nights. Maybe they're seeing a lot more on Saturday mornings, you know, the JV squads.
But it's all about development, and that's the big thing that you always want to continue to preach to your team, regardless if you're Coach Plack or if you're Coach Miller. You want to let them know, at this stage in the game, these are important reps for you because this is not like practice. You don't get to simulate this.
Right.
So that's why you got to take advantage of it.
Miller gets the punt there, 2:35 to play. Coming up, our post-game show, we'll give you scores from around the WPIAL. Maybe
some pretty big matchups this weekend,
oh, my
too.
goodness.
Woo.
It's loaded. And speaking of checking in on matchups, we're going to check in on Upper St. Clair football right now.
So here's some of the stuff we've seen, how we got to this point. Obviously, it's been fairly one-sided. First, it was the Panthers settling for 3, but Jacobo true on 3 field goals early in the game. That was the longest from about 38, and that put the Panthers up 9-0. Then they had a really good drive after a punt return. That is Dante Corey, the senior, getting it across the goal line to make it 16-0. And this was really the dagger here. Hellman rolling right, just a beautiful throw to Drew Sanderson right before halftime, and that was a big, important play. And then this one kind of put it away. Alex talked about this. Had the slot guy running off of the out route, and Drew Sanderson, then he just right through the tackle of Cimaroli. Big play for the end zone. You know, and it's been really impressive how Ethan has thrown the ball and how many big plays they have gotten in the passing game. And there was Logan Lipinski kind of putting that one in the end zone. And the last touchdown to get us to 48, this is Josh Schneider, and he is across, no problem there for the Panther touchdown. Let's send it back to Susie Cool.
You know, I haven't been mistaken for Susie yet, but thanks to Gavin.
You're still cool to me regardless, so don't you worry about that, all right?
Well, thanks to Gavin Williams, play-by-play voice of the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Nice little check-in there. The Panthers rolling on Cannon McMillan, who's going to fall to 0-2
it's been a rough
on the season.
For the big match.
Yes. And you know what? For McKeesport, the good news is they started this season 0-3 last year. And they already have that win in their pocket with that win over Delaware Valley last week. And they came so close last week. Overtime with TJ last year, fell short. We're up big in that game. TJ battled back. What will happen next week, I think, with a full squad, it will be an interesting game back here at McKeesport when TJ plays the Tigers next week. But this is the way the Steelers showcase will come to an end with Peters Township defeating McKeesport 35-0. Indians over Tigers, and just the third time that these teams met in history. The Tigers got the best of the Indians in 2011, and now 2 in a row for the Peters Township Indians in commanding fashion. In this one, the Indians pitch a shutout.
Yeah, I mean, it started on offense when you talk about Nolan DeLucia. He was in command from start to finish, obviously leaning on his playmakers. Cole Newpaver, his ability to run the ball tonight. Reston Lehman, we saw him explosive plays, both on offense and the pick six that really got the thing going for the Indians. Impressive performance for them, and obviously this is a team that has championship aspirations, and this is just another notch on their way to that.
Man, part of me just can't wait to see if Peters Township can meet up with Pine Richland in that 5A final. There's a couple teams that have something to say about that, but we could see a third time that matchup. We'll have to see how that all plays out as this season continues. We're going to throw it down to Susie Cool as our Macero Construction Player of the Game. Susie.
Our Macero Construction Player of the Game, Nolan DeLucia. Nolan, I have to give you this, even though you just hit me with your sweat. Okay, so hold that for later. But Nolan, 14 completions for 211 yards, 2 touchdowns. Where were you feeling the most comfortable offensively tonight?
I got to give credit to my line. They give me time in the pocket, and we just worked. I mean, they ran cover 3 and cover 2, so whenever they were in on defense, we just try to work our way around it and just find the open gaps in the scheme.
Your team has combined for 77 points already through the first 2 weeks of this season. Where has this team really impressed you the most?
We worked really hard this summer. I mean, we worked on our passing game. We switched stuff up, just seeing who fits in what role. Our guys work hard, and I love to see it. I mean, every week, every second, we're putting in the work, and we're trying our best every single time. So, I mean, we're just going to keep improving and keep working harder.
Nolan, great job out there tonight. And again, that's our Macero Construction Player of the Game, Nolan DeLucia. Matt?
Susie, thank you, and congratulations, Nolan. High expectations for that young man, playing both sides of the football, also the long snapper. He kind of does it all for this squad, and when you have a guy like that, leadership just on the starting 11 and then trickling down to the guys that are going to be looking up here and seeing where this program goes from there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what you want to see. And like I said, awesome job by Nolan tonight. I like his leadership, though, when you're talking about how he even addressed the offensive line first.
Yes.
It's the little things. He understands, man, we can only go as far as the big guys up front take them. And it was good to see him, in the midst of him having his moment, share that spotlight. Nice leadership.
Peters Township's upcoming schedule, little South Hills showdown with Mount Lebanon back at the friendly confines of Peters Township. Then they travel to Trinity, which Trinity gave Moon everything they could handle last week in Williamson and that quarterback. Maybe Hillers can be a tough test. And then
on the road. You never know when it's on the road.
And back on the road against West Allegheny to round that out. And then on the McKeesport side of things, it's a championship rematch next week. Back here at home against Thomas Jefferson. They know how close it was from a victory last year. We talked about that overtime loss and then losing in the title game. Then they go on the road to the beach, Bell Vernon, and the sand out there. And then back on the road still with the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Doesn't get any easier.
I mean, we obviously saw Upper St. Clair with a big win tonight. So, here, McKeesport, time to respond.
There's more high school football for you coming up next week. The Mars Fighting Planets will make the trek down from Cranberry to Martorelli Stadium to take on the North Hills Indians. Showing out in the north, and we'll be there for it in our Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week. Kickoff at 7. Pregame show on KDKA Plus will start at 6:30. Some scores from around the WPIAL as we take a look at what is going on. And, of course, you can catch highlights coming up on KDKA at 11 o'clock. But the scores as they are. Hopewell, dominating performance. Is the Well back?
All right.
Last time they started 2-0, Arthur, was back in 2015. It looks like the Vikings are headed for it and bringing back yesteryear when they had Russell Shell and the success that was the Vikings. South Park and Deer Lakes that is not a final. South Park just hanging on by 7 against the Lancers, and a close one, Central Catholic at Pine Richland. That one just into the fourth quarter, 1-point game. Can Central Catholic kind of shock everybody? It was a sweet pick earlier in our pregame show. Everyone picked Pine Richland, but can the Vikings upend the Rams? Aliquippa leads Bell Vernon 35-7. Thomas Jefferson all over CV, and EF over Highlands 35-7. What stands out to you, Arthur?
Man, well, for me, obviously, it's the Pine Richland Central Catholic game. We know what the expectations were for those teams and how they're ultimately fighting like this to the end. So that's the one that stands out. And then, obviously, anytime you see the Quips putting up some points, man, that always catches my eye.
How about there's a game off the screen that I'm going to share with you. How about Clarendon getting some revenge tonight? 79-0 over Sarah Catholic.
I must have heard you wrong. Did you say 79? I think I heard you wrong.
79.
When did they start the running clock in that game? We saw the running clock this game. 79 points? What am I missing here?
Well, we had a great one here tonight. Peters Township gets it done, and they win it 35-0 over the McKeesport Tigers to improve to 2-0. For our entire JRM video production crew, Jake Mislivchik, Corey Berger, and everybody, for Arthur Moats and Susie Cole, I'm Matt Fargo, saying thanks so much for watching this presentation of the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week. We will talk to you next week in North Hills at Martorelli. Until then, good night, Pittsburgh, and thanks for watching the Steelers High School Showcase.